Hello everyone. Hello. Wolfy 16, but you call me Wolfy here. And hello Galaxy. Yes, drama. Something that kind of surfaced a few days ago, and I kind of want to talk about it because I watched both sides, and I feel like there needs to be a mediator. So that is what I am doing. But we will get into it. Hello Mercury, how are you? Before we get into any of that, let's do some announcements on my end of the spectrum here. I am having March 28th at 8 p.m. EST. I need to make an event on my Discord, which again, we have a Discord server. The timer thing should be popping up from Stream Elements, so go check that out. We have a Discord server for you guys in the community, and I'll be making a D&D category here shortly because it's not fully complete, but it's okay enough to have people on there. I got majority of the rules, and that was like the main big thing I wanted to get out. But yes, on March 28th at 8 p.m. EST, I will be having a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel in our format tournament. I hope to see you all there who want to play and have Master Duel. It will be a very fun time. It's a fun little duel. I also gotta ask Guido what she uses for the bracket thing. So there's that. And last but certainly not least, I also have a tipping goal thing on top of my head there, above all my socials that you can find me and follow and subscribe to me on. Especially Twitter, that's where I post links of my videos as well. YouTube, I post as the VODs and everything. But the first goal out of my 5 goal is, since I don't have a credit card anymore, thank you, sister. Bless you for that. I'm trying to do a goal of like $200 to help my coworker out. I'm helping her make her kids 3 kids that she makes Easter baskets for who are on the spectrum where one's 9, one's 12, and one's 14, but unfortunately the 12 and 14-year-old, if I remember correctly what she told me, they don't have, unfortunately, the mind of a 12 and 14-year-old. One of them's nonverbal, and it's so sad to hear that. And it's so interesting and strange to me how the brain does that. Like, the brain is interesting, everyone. Now we got announcements out of the way, and before 12, we always open up the word of God on our side. We always open up with the word of God. And we are still in Genesis chapter 46. We're actually going to finish the chapter with this one when we read verses 28 through 34, where the title is Joseph Comes to Meet His Father, because I feel like my bird is really picking up. Okay, maybe not. I was looking. Anyway, because Jacob journeyed to Egypt last time we read, and so now Joseph gets to see his father, or Jacob gets to see his son. I guess I said it right the first time, but you know what I mean. So they finally get to meet. So here we are, verse 28. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph to direct his face unto Goshen, and they came into the land of Goshen, or Goshen. It's Goshen. Verse 29, and Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Israel his father to Goshen, and presented himself unto him, and he fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said unto Joseph, now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and shew Pharaoh, and say unto him, my brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for their trade hath been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you, and shall say, what is your occupation? That ye shall say, thy servant's trade hath been about cattle from our youth, even until now. both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen. I keep going back and forth. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. Alright, we are on chapter 47 now, which is awesome. We are only a few chapters away from finishing Genesis. We might even finish it and go into Exodus on Sunday when we do our Bible reading, which is awesome. Alright, so now let's talk here. So, pretty much, the reason why I wanted to do this is because this has something to do with the D&D. Hold on, my bird is getting annoying. Hold on. I'm gonna shut my door a little bit. There we go, much better. Sorry about that. When it gets sunny out, he starts to chirp and chirp and chirp, and he doesn't stop. I would put him outside, but it's still wintertime, and it's not that... Yeah, it feels nice out, but it's not that warm enough to put him outside so he can, enjoy the sunshine and he can talk to the birds. So, I have to shut my door for right now. Anyway, but yeah, I want to talk on this because as someone who was in the D&D space and a content creator, not fully time as one, obviously, because I still have a job, I feel like I need to discuss this. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about, there was a bit of controversy between two creators, which shouldn't have happened, and I feel like things could have been done better, but we'll get into that. So there's one who he calls himself One Shot Questers. His name is Duke. Shout out to him. And I like Duke. Like, he was someone who made videos on TikTok, like back the whole COVID era where we had to stay at home. Like, he really did these funny like comedy D&D videos, and it was actually very hilarious. He's one who made the Paladin Oath of Throwing It Back meme. Like, it's actually very funny, and I loved it. I still do. I still love Duke. And I remember there was like a stream with him and some of my other favorite creators, like Quincy from Quincy's Tavern, that dude, and what's his name? Critical Dice, I think his name is. I can't remember. Because these guys, and not only do I like these guys also are like Christian D&D people, and it made me feel good because I'm, as you guys know, as I just proved right then and there, I'm someone who shows both sides of the spectrum of that, where I showed my love of God, which is always the number one prominent thing, because he is the one who controls everything I do. He's the one that I think are both good and bad things that I've had through my lifetime. And I also show my nerdy side where I play D&D, and I've had people try to, like some religious people try to convict me from it, but it doesn't convict me. I'm not worshiping the false gods and goddesses of the world. Like, I'm not casting spells in real life. I'm not making potions in real life. I mean, I'm painting little potion bottles, but I'm not, it's like a little gimmick, a little gag thing, and something fun to do. But I'm not, like, purposely, like, getting my cauldron and making my witch's brew and everything like that. And also playing video games and all that stuff. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which back then was called a devil's game. That type of thing. And when I saw, knowing that... And he even made certain jokes about that. Like, when you're going to church and you want to make D&D or something like that. It was something like that. I forget what it was. And I saw that, and that's kind of what made me do how I am. So I like to thank One Shot Questers and Quincy's Tavern and Critical Dice and all that stuff to, like, because Critical Dice also has a shirt that I want that says Jesus saves, everyone else roll for initiative, and it has a dive with the 1 on it. Like, I would love to have that shirt. And it made me want, this is why I did what I did, because it's like, I can have a platform the only problem is, like, they don't show or talk about, you know, a god or anything like that. Like, they don't use that to talk about it. I mean, do what you want, but that's what I did. I was like, I want to make it different. I want to show people that it's okay to be, like, you know, a love of God and everything, and a devoter of Jesus and all that stuff, and still be a nerd of play. Like, if it doesn't convict you, obviously, it doesn't convict you to play D&D, it doesn't convict you of doing all that stuff, all the nerdy gaming stuff. Like, if playing a certain game does not convict you a certain way, then I want to show that it's okay. But if it convicts you, then honestly, don't do it. That is what I try to show. And I also try to show, as a content creator, positivity here. Like, and that's kind of why I'm saying that, because Duke, a one-shot questers person who knows D&D, plays D&D, and is bigger than these other people, where we're going to talk about min-mats. Now, min-mats is a thing that was just created. It's an ambitious project that has been created by people who already have their own platform, who they call themselves Sellsword. Now, if you don't know who those are, they are people who actually do have, like, a studio where they can, you know, actually fight and battle with actual weapons. And I came across them when I was on my Facebook reels, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, they actually do, you know, they actually fight with the swords and show the moves and everything. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like, I thought that was super cool. Now, I remember seeing their announcement on this, because they did announce it where they want to make a group of these other creators who do amazing things. Like, I don't know their full names. Like, I know Jacques the Whipper. If you know this guy, he's the guy who goes around Renaissance Fair, which he's going to come this year in Ohio for the Ren Fair. I am super stoked for that one, where he goes and he has his whip and he whips songs that people request, that type of thing. There's also a guy who, my goodness, he knows how to go on a stripper pole and freaking pull back a bow and arrow. Like, dang. And then there was another guy, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't have the names of the other creators. I feel terrible. But anyways, they wanted to fly these people out here, and some of them live in the UK. They want to fly these people out here, and they want to do, like, for what they made it sound like, they want to do a live action D&D type of thing, because they said doing a normal D&D will be boring, and they wanted to do, like, a full-on, like, camera angle, live action, like, battle type of thing. Like, they wanted to do, like, a live action type of deal with them doing their moves and what they are doing. And obviously they were asking for donations, and they made way over their goal. They got, like, a total of $100,000 from the community, and they just posted a video of season 1. I didn't watch it, but Duke, One Shot Questers, did, and apparently he has some complaints. So I'm going to show his video, and then I'm going to show the response video that Sellsword, aka Minmats, did for his video. Obviously, I'm going to be pausing here and there for obvious reasons, because they just have been freshly uploaded. And you will see, it's going to be weird, because Duke has, like, he, like, re-edited his video to the title just being a period, which I find that interesting. Yeah, I'm going to show that. So, hold on. I know this is, like, different from what we usually do, but I just want to mediate on this, because we're going to give both pros and cons on both sides, because I'm not on anyone's side. Like, yes, I've watched Duke Woodshot Questers way before I knew who Sellsword or Minmats, however they want to call well, it's Minmats for this one. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm not choosing sides whatsoever. I just want this as a mediation, and to show, like, let's not have any drama in 2026 when it comes to, like, D&D or content creators. Now, granted, if it was a thing where someone was exposed for something illegal and horrible, that's a whole nother can of worms. That's a whole nother can of itty bitty worms. And I don't want to make this the whole stream. Like, I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'll probably play some more Master Duel for you guys because you guys really seem to love some Master Duel or something. I'll let you guys tell me what you want to see me play. So let me do something here. Gonna do that. Gonna do that. Oh, hold on. Someone messaged me. Hold on. Let me message this person. Alright. Now I'm gonna pop it up. There you go. Alright. That's the response. So this is Duke. This is One Shot Questers. And obviously it's right here that he talks about. Again, I should probably watch. I'll probably watch episode 1 maybe after this. The reason why I haven't is because it's a 2-hour long video. It's 2 hours long. It takes a lot for me to sit through a 2-hour thing. But yeah, see, you can see he just made himself a dot, and he has, on this one, he used to have multiple channels. I don't know if he still has those other channels, because he did multiple channels for different things, like one-shot quips, for like one-shot, like, D&D type of stuff. Oh, there was another one, and then there's One Shot Questers, which was his main channel. I don't know, but anyway, he has I think a bigger platform. Oh well, they're about to. Oh, yeah, he has more than Min-Max, but they are called Sword. Hold on, let me find their channel, Sword, real quick. Sword. Yeah, you guys. I don't know why I've been getting into watching people playing these guys. Okay, so they have a little more traction than Duke. I'm gonna subscribe to them. Go subscribe to these people, guys. Like, let's spread love, because they weren't like vindictive. What's going on? I am mediating some D&D drama between these two creators, which, when you hear the word drama, you think it's like a major big thing, like a big, like, war thing or whatever. But I mean, I feel like it went pretty well, but I want to mediate and give my points on both sides of the spectrum. So let's start. So we're gonna start with Duke here. Yeah, we're gonna start with Duke. So, let's see.
That if you've been a long time viewer or
you stole my cookie, did not. Which I get that he was passionate, and he said, "You guys told me you stole my cookie." Did not. My kind of drama, right? But yeah, let's try to mediate the situation. So pretty much, I'll just let him talk.
This is going to be a video that if you've been a long-time viewer or someone who just joined in, I do apologize, because this is going to be a video that I have never made before. Why?
And I don't understand why you... I mean, I understand why he decided to make it. He decided to make it because he is passionate about the D&D community. He felt like his heart was in the right place. But one of the points I will make out that I do agree with people is that he should have done it in a manner of, like, getting in touch with them first, and not, like, because apparently he did this video to respond to that episode 1 of what they did for their D&D campaign or whatever. Like, not only 24 hours after them posting the video, apparently. So I will give a negative point to Duke One Shot Questers by saying he should have done it in a manner of doing it in private and getting a hold of them.
Because I've always been a nice guy. And I have been labeled as a nice guy within this community, within creators. You know what? That's fine. I have enjoyed that title. I have been proud.
Jacques the Whipper is funny. Yeah, and he was in that thing. And he's going to be at the Ohio Renaissance Fair this year. I want to go to the Renaissance Fair just for that. I want to see Jacques the Whipper. Jacques the Whisper. Oh, I didn't realize that it was autocorrected. But yeah, he's saying how he has been the nice guy and everything. Which, I get this. Like, I've always been pictured as the nice person. Like, I'm the nice one and everything. But sometimes you can snap. Like, there's a moment where you can snap and you're no longer want to be the nice person. Because the reason why you're the nice person is because you keep everything deep down and bottled up. Just for that, exactly. But you're only nice because you're keeping things bottled up, and just something random is just going to make it snap, and then you're just going to burst, and you're no longer the nice person, and you don't care anymore. I've had that happen before. I think this is what's happening to him. Person. I am. But, like I said, it depends. Like, I could be nice, and it's because unless it's someone talking bad about the Lord and everything, I will not be quiet. I will be like, no, that is unacceptable. I don't like that. Do not talk about him that way. But when it comes to, like, political bullcrap type of thing, I bottle everything inside. Like, when it comes to political or something else, something minor, yeah, there's nothing more scary than the rage of a nice person. Exactly. But I think that's what's happening to Duke here. I think he just kind of snapped after seeing Min-Mats doing their episode 1 of season 1 of their D&D thing.
To hold that title. I love this community dearly. I love the people here because you guys have supported me, and you guys are just a terrific group of people, and I care about you guys so very much.
And I'm not questioning that. I'm not questioning that he doesn't care, like, at all. Like, I'm not questioning that he doesn't care. I think, like I said, I think he thought his heart was in the right place, but it was just done poorly. Like, that's the thing that can happen. It was just done poorly. That's the critique I could get from that.
I'll also say with this video, I know a lot of people might be like, oh, great, he's going off again, making something that is more around algorithms and numbers and things like that. Just stick to what you're good at. Stick to what you're passionate about. Well, guess what? I'm passionate about this community. I'm passionate about the people that I love within this community and the people who have supported me in this community. And I am sick and tired of seeing creators and events take advantage of this very vulnerable community.
That is actually true. And I will give him props that he wants to try to stand up for that. Because people have taken advantage of the D&D community for a lot. And I'm not someone who's been in the D&D community that long, but I don't know. Like I said, his heart was in the right place. To be honest, a lot nicer than me in a lot of situations. I mean, fair. You almost watched this yesterday. Well, we're watching it and reacted to it. And again, I guess I should say, disclaimer, everyone. I do not want you guys to go and, like, in the comment section and, like, blowing up and being negative to one-shot questers or blowing up Sellsword or Min-Mats, like, any of those channels. Do not go and be negative, post negative things. We are here as mediators, as a middle ground thing. We're going to pick a little bit of things here and there from both sides because there was a response video. I just watched it and I was like, okay, something needs to be said. Because, again, I'm a content creator and a freaking D&D person. I want to say my piece on both sides of the spectrum. So I should have said that in the beginning. Please don't put hate to any of these creators. Love these creators because it wasn't done with malice. And the only thing that can make it be malice is if we continue that. Yeah, any negative comments, leave to yourself. Like, if you have there's a difference between critiquing, which that is what we're doing, and criticisms, and negative criticisms. Like, negativity. There's a difference between that critiquing and negativity. There is a major difference. We are mediating and critiquing these two creators who we need to come to some middle ground in some, some shape or form.
It makes me so upset, and I am tired of being nice and not saying anything. I am tired of not saying anything when people have come up to me telling me what really was going on behind the scenes and whatnot, and being like, well, you're a nice guy, so we can trust you because we know you're not going to tell anyone.
And this is why I think the camel that brought the hounds back or something like that. The hump that brought the camels back is the thing. This is why I said this was his snap breaking point of being the nice one, because he said that he's tired of like people coming to him. It's like, hey, we're gonna tell you this negative thing and this awful thing. Oh, you won't say anything because we know you're the nice person. You're not gonna say one word about it. Here's the thing, I can be that person, but if that person asks me, I'm not lying. Like, I don't like lying. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, hey, no, yeah, they said this. Sorry, I'm not gonna cover you. Straw that broke the camel's back. Thank you. I knew I had it. But yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that.
Anyone what we really think. Well, I'm going to tell people what they really think because I'm tired of this. The Convergence? Yeah, that event that was hosted back in 2022 by some of the most biggest TikTok creators back then in the D&D space. Some that are very like, oh, we're wholesome and we love you guys. You really want to know what they said about?
I wonder, is that the one I was mentioning before? Hold on, let me look this up. The Convergence, he said, because I think, again, and this is another thing of the Convergence, D&D with TikTok creators. What was that? I'll see that in a minute. But this is why I'm meaning of what I said. I think he has been holding this energy back since 2022 of this event, whatever it is. What is this? What is the Convergence? Is this it? I'm pretty sure this is it. 2022. What was it? What was it?
You're gonna play for the Convergence?
Character for the Convergence?
You haven't forgotten we're playing D&D with fans May 2nd through 4th, 2023, right?
At Evermore Park outside Salt Lake City, Utah?
The very same.
Yeah, I've already started writing the campaign for it.
Why would you need to write a campaign?
Because I'm the DM.
Oh, yeah, right. Wait, you're serious?
Hold on, you thought you were gonna be the DM.
Yeah, obviously.
And why is that so obvious?
Because I'd rather not say.
Fine, if you were gonna be the DM, what was I gonna do?
You're a grown man, you'd figure it out.
I'd figure it out?
Well, what was I gonna do if you're the DM?
I wanted to give you the autonomy to critically reason through a direction you wanted to take.
That's just what I said, but with more syllables.
You're getting too good at that.
Wait, I got it. What if we co-DM?
If the Convergence can bring worlds together,
then it can also bring...
Okay, so it's not the one I was thinking about. Alright, so that's not the one I was thinking about. When he played with Critical Dice and Quincy and all that stuff. I guess I should have looked up who was in the cover. Yeah, it was something they were playing with players. Yeah, they probably were mad because here's the thing. As a DM, I play with my friends, and actually, I'm playing D&D tonight. For one of my groups. For Friday, my Friday group, and there are times where I love, like this night is with some of my bros. With Ginger, Eds, and Juan. Love them dearly. Don't get me wrong, I love them dearly. However, there are some things that they decide to do, like not just in this one, but when I play in other ones. Like, I will be honest, there are some things that they do or say, okay, that's fine, Wolfy, they do and say that kind of irritate and upset me on some of the things that they do, but not fully, not where I don't want them doing what they're doing, because as a DM, I encourage people to be creative with their character and do what they want on their character and have fun. Like, that is what I do, try to be as a DM. But when it's something like, I won't say who, but when I say like something's happening, or describe something where they can ask questions as to PC, and I ask, do you want to do this? And then the person goes, no, 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 no. And it does hurt me a little bit whenever he just says, again, I'm not going to say which one, but he just says no, or no, I'm not going to do that type of thing. And when it's like critical and it's information that they could have, that's probably what happened on that convergence. Like, and 2 DMs as well, like that's also a recipe of disaster. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about the convergence. I don't remember this in 2022. I don't remember. I was doing my own stuff. Well, I mean, I wasn't doing. Oh, I can't remember what I did in 2022. Honestly, 2022 was such a blur for me. 2020 was a blur for me. I remember 2021 because that's when I went to Georgia, which one of the best trips ever. But yeah, no. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we're just gonna keep moving on. Like I said, this is another example of him keeping something bottled up since that convergence, whatever happened. I don't know. He doesn't explain in this, and he's just projecting that anger, that blind anger that's been held back for, let's see, 2022, 3, 4, 5, 6, for 4 years. Let's just continue.
You guys behind the scenes, you really want to know how they viewed you? Because I'll freaking do it if they end up pulling us.
Yeah, they probably viewed them as players who were doing their own thing, and then probably them showing their true DM colors, or people doing, or some of the TikTok showing their true player colors and everything, and just being annoyed, like any D&D group. But instead of like it's your friends and you could talk it out, it's strangers and content creators.
Stunt like that again. You want to know where your donations went to that charity stream for that one D&D creator that put it on? Do you want to know why it was so weird that you never saw a receipt from that
donation received for donating to charity? Now, I will agree with Duke on this. That is highway robbery, and they should get in trouble for that if that is true, because that is donation fraud, I believe, charity fraud, and that is not good. Like, I will agree with Duke on this, like, and this is why he's thinking of, like, this is happening. We'll get into it, but I will agree with Duke, like, having the thing of, content creators, just not just ED, content creators in general, who say they're having a donation and then they don't use it. That's why I said, like, if I get any donations to help make Easter baskets for my coworker, to help her out with the 3 adopted kids she has that are on the spectrum, that's why I said, like, I'll either post a video or I will live stream it as sneakily as I can, because I know, especially Walmart is like the only place I have right now. They're like very strict on recording and doing that stuff in public in their space. Like, I've seen videos where people have gone to jail for it, or threatened to be put in jail for it. But yeah, no, this will be the pro that I will give, that this is not right and it should be addressed honestly.
Nation, and suddenly they're on vacation? Because I got the receipts. I have the DMs, and if any of these creators decide to try to pull a stunt like this again, I am calling their butts out. I'm yelling. I am frustrated. This is 6 years of pent-up aggression.
Okay, so I guess right there. That's not even proof. Like, you're just having pent-up aggression, but the problem is, Duke, you're showing it to creators that shouldn't probably deserve it. That's the problem that people are having. It's like, you had this pent-up aggression, so with that pent-up aggression, you blindly decided to hit record and edit and everything in this video. You had every opportunity to be like, is this really what I need to do? But your blind pent-up aggression and rage put you into this position, and he knows this. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't know this, guys. Like, you just need to come to the conclusion of, like, there was better options. There were way better options. I'm saying this with all the love of my heart. If for some reason will watch this VOD or comes on stream because I have his ad thing, I don't know how that works. I don't know if they get notified like, hey, you're being added in this stream. Like, I'm saying this with all the love, like, pent-up aggression and blind rage a video is not the way to go.
And this is unfortunately the thing that broke the camel's back. And I am frustrated. I am sad that this community keeps getting taken advantage of. Because I've met so many of you, and you're all wonderful. Sorry.
Have you ever done that? Like, I've done this before where I will get so raged and passionate about something. Like, I will be so raged and passionate where I just start bawling. I just start crying out of nowhere. And that's something that he's doing right now. So I would have sympathy when it comes to that, because I've had that before where I have like a rage moment and I just snap and I get into passionate rage and I just bawl my eyes out.
Sorry, I didn't feel like I was getting emotional, but I'm getting so much off my chest right now. If you don't know what Min-Max is a D&D production started by a group of short-form creators who are very athletic and also who focus mainly on like showcasing weapons and things like that. It was very exciting. They put out this video saying, hey, we want everyone to get together. We want to play D&D and we want to like show people what we can do together. And you know what? That's a really cool idea.
That is a cool idea. Like, showing people, like, you're doing, like, your stunts and everything in a D&D setting. That actually is kind of cool. And when he means by short people, he doesn't mean, like, short, like, subscriber-wise or follower-wise or anything. He's being, like, short as in short videos. I had to think on that. I'm like, oh, it's because they're all about short videos. They don't make elongated videos.
That's super awesome. When I showcase this information that I'm about to dive into with Min-Max, I want you all to know that this has nothing to do with the creators that were asked to join Min-Max. This has everything to do with the ones who are producing Min-Max.
Which apparently we'll find out in the Cell Swords Min-Max response video. It's them. It's just them producing, apparently. But we'll get into that.
Much of what I'm going to say is based off of my own experience putting this type of productions on, and I will also do my own due diligence to point out faults and my own mistakes that I also made when trying to put on something like this.
Okay, so when he says that, when I'm hearing this again, when he says that, it's giving me a negative I will point out. It's giving me, well, actually, vibes. But again, him and his mind and his rage, blind, induced mind right now is thinking, I'm doing so passionate and I'm helping out because I'm thinking that my fellow community who are also my community is getting, hit with probably getting scammed out of money. That's what his mind is thinking. Because again, this is blind rage of 6 years since 2022 that he has not addressed or spoke out, that he's just kept bottled up. So now he has to do the, well, actually type of thing of like, because again, he's saying much of what I say is based off of my own experience putting this type of production on. He will also do due diligence to point out faults and his own mistakes that he's also made. But at least he's saying he's made some mistakes also made. I didn't see mistake. Well, unless he's saying it. I don't remember, but we'll continue.
This is not an attack to stop the production of Min-Max.
Which, that's a good thing. Like, I'm glad he said that, because people would be like, oh, he's trying to stop this so he could do it himself, da-da-da-da, or something like that. I'm glad he did point that out, that this is not to stop the production.
This is a call out on mishandling supporters' hard-earned funds of over $100,000. I want this project to succeed for my friends, the ones who are a part of this, and to the fans who donated. What I'm about to provide is in hopes that this production gets to the level that we were told it would get to.
So the problem too is, and we'll learn this in a response video, is that apparently they made a budget video months before they did the whole episode 1 of season 1 of Min-Mats. And they said literally no one said anything about how we budgeted on anything we did. And then after this happens, now someone comes out and says, hey, you pretty much budget wrong, pretty much. I can see their point of view on that. Like, that's like saying if I did a video, we'll say if I did a video, we'll use Yu-Gi-Oh! If I did a video on Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, ranting saying how, that's a random card, like saying how Brawn the Floor should be banned. Like, it's a card that should be banned on freaking, like, every, like, TCG, OCG, everything. Or if I made a video saying Pot of Grease should be unbanned, it's a fine card, or da-da-da, and it was, like, months after someone pretty much said how the reasons why Pot of Grease banned, and, like, I know this is stupid, but I don't know, but pretty much what I'm saying is if I made a video calling out someone saying, hey, you're doing this wrong, after months of them posting a video showing, like, what they're gonna do on how they're gonna do it, I could see how that could be taken, like, why didn't you say anything before? And again, you should have said something offline. Meaning you should have said something not on your video, not a blind rage thing. If you were doing a blind rage, it's hard. Like, people say all you have to do is calm down. That is not easy. That is not easy, because again, I've been in a few of these blind rages before. I'm not kidding. I've been in this state. That's why another reason I want to mediate both Duke's and Min-Max's, aka Sellsword's, side on this. Both areas, especially with Duke, because like I said, I am sympathizing because what he is doing is something that I've done. So I'm trying to show, like, he's not the only one who's done blind rages. I've done blind rages where I still regret it to this day, and I need to let it go because it's in the past. And that is something that teaches us in the Bible as well. Like, in the beginning of Genesis, Job's, or Lot's wife, yeah, it was Lot. Yeah, when God said that he was going to rain down Sodom and Gomorrah, the city, and telling him to take his wife and children and flee there and don't look back, do not look back. Well, Lot's wife looked back, and now she became a pillar of salt. Okay, Elsa, sorry. Let it go, let it go. It's okay, we can make jokes and to, like, ease the tension type of thing. But yeah, no, and I've already asked for forgiveness on this. The only thing is, I have to forgive myself. That's the thing. Like, I have to forgive myself, and I do forgive the person who wronged me when I had that blind rage and I did something to someone. I don't want to get into it because, again, it's in the past. I want to leave it there. But that's another reason why I want to make this, because I know what he is feeling, the blind rage that he is feeling. And it's not easy to just calm down because you will do things without knowing. It's harder than it sounds. Exactly. And it's not. I'm not saying it is easy. I am saying it's hard. It is hard. Anyways, let's continue.
And if I'm proven wrong and they did do more in future videos after episode 1, I will be more than happy to take this video down, make a video offering an apology, and go into detail what I like about this production.
See, now, let's read that again. And if I'm proven wrong and they did do more in future videos after episode 1, I'll be more than happy to take this video down, make a video offering an apology, and go into detail what I liked about this production. I feel like after that response video that you got, after the response video, I feel like you should take this video down, and I really think that you do need to do the apology. Hello there, machine. Hello. Yes, we are addressing some D&D drama between two creators, and because I wanted to be the mediator for this, because as a D&D person and a content creator, I really, and understanding the blind rage that he is doing right now, I just wanted to, I just wanted to help and address on certain things and give my points on both sides. But hello, we'd love to have you here. I will try to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel sometime. Probably after this. We'll see. We'll see. We will see if we have time.
With that all being said, let's jump into this first slide, shall we? And as a graphics person and how I go about things, I see things a little bit differently when it comes to graphics. I worked at a graphic design place for a year, and it taught me so much. It taught me everything that I needed to know about creating product or like graphic design within production. So this first slide is their layout. $100,000, and there is 52% dead space on your screen if you're watching this.
80% dead space without VTT. 52% dead space with VTT. I mean, I finally got my little, if this is what it's called, VTT, I don't know. Like my little bots thing. My little bots. My little bots. And all this stuff. But I got it for free on Stream Elements because I liked it. It was D&D-esque, and I was like, ooh, this is perfect. Free. Let's do this. Man, the setup but the thing is, the setup looks crazy good. Okay, so here's our, these are the Sellsword, aka Min-Max people. Apparently, these two were the only ones who were producing it. It is hard to know where people are going to be without at least a first run. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we got Clark, a fighter, David, a rogue, Megan, a warlock, Jacques, the bard. This is Jacques the Whipper. We got Benside the monk, and then Bloom the ranger. Okay, so this ranger guy is the one who I said who can go on a freaking stripper pole and shoot a bow and arrow. Like, kudos to you, my guy. He has like little, I don't know if these are fake, but he kind of has little elven ears. If that's not fake, that's so adorable. Anyways.
Video. There's 80% of dead.
They could have tightened up a little bit, but still. Yeah, I think that's what, again, he's doing this video blind rage. Like, you guys got to remember that. He is doing a blind rage video, and even him himself said that this is a build-up, since 6 years after that 22 Convergence thing, which, again, says nothing about. I'm going to say that right now. So, you've seen his vids, too. What? Duke? One-shot questers?
Space without the VTT on screen. You don't believe me? Here it is. That is all you see with the creators, and this is everything that you see for everything else. There's no...
The bow guy? Oh, gotcha. See, I guess I don't understand what he's meaning. I'm guessing he's saying, like, these red boxes is what you only see with the creators. Like, it's so small. I'm guessing that's what he's meaning. I don't know anything about graphic design or anything. I mean, look at my setup.
You see with the creators, and this is everything that you see for everything else. There's no reason why each of these shots need to be so zoomed out. And why these creators, the creators that people wanted to see play together are so little.
Okay, so I am correct. He's saying how they're so small, which I will say, I do agree with him. I feel like they could have zoomed just a little bit more. He's saying the red boxes are the people that should be more shown instead of the empty spaces behind them. Yeah, I know what he's saying. I get it now. And I think he's right. I don't know why he had to box the map, though. But yeah, no, I do agree with him that. I feel like they should have zoomed just a wee bit more there. Just a wee bit more.
There is no excuse for that. Why is there so much more space for the DM? They are the one leading this game. They should be a main focus for this, and they're not. And you want to know why? Because 25% of the screen is just backdrop.
Viewers are seeing more backdrop than the people they paid to watch play D&D together. I will give him that. I will say, I will give him that it is kind of weird how, yeah, we want to see the creators. We don't, yeah, the backdrop, the thing that they made is pretty cool. Like, I don't want to know, like, look at this thing. The dead corpse back here. I don't want to know how they got that. I don't want to know. I saw that, I'm like, is that real? Like, is this what they mean when you sell your body to science? Is there a thing like, I'm gonna sell, like, when I die, I'm gonna sell my body to be a prop for a D&D dungeon room thing? Maybe I'll haunt the place while I'm at it. Yes, quite. Like, I mean, if they want to tell me, like, hey, I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Like I said, we can make jokes and everything. Like, I just saw this. I'm like, that looks too realistic. Even the gate with the cobwebs, like that, that is amazing. Which, it looks cool, but I feel like you can still see this, the backdrop and everything. You can still see it if you just maybe tighten up, like, just a little bit. I don't know. I know nothing of editing. I know nothing of camera stuff. I know nothing of that. I want to throw that out there right now. I know nothing of that. Like, at all. I know nothing. So, I'm just saying.
Viewers are seeing more backdrop than the people they paid to watch play D&D together. And it's crazier when we get into more of this, how much this backdrop feels, or this set, feels more of a priority than the actual game itself. Moving on, this is the big kicker. This is what ticked me off the most. To remind you.
Or they could have set up the set up so you can see the background while zoomed in on the players. Yeah, that's what I feel like that's what he could have said a little bit. I don't want to say nicer because he said he's tired of being a nice person. And again, I'll reiterate, he's doing Blind Rage. But he said this is what really ticked him off was the money and everything.
If I haven't said before, they had a budget of over $100,000 to work with. Mind you, they had some fees that they had to pay from GoFundMe. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
That's normal. They also set aside 25% of that earnings to taxes. That is also very smart. So
yeah, and again, I'm glad that he is pointing that out, that they did say that, yes, because there are some who are from different countries, like the Bloom guy, I'm pretty sure, like I said, I think he's one of them that lives in the UK, I believe. So so positive kudos to him to be able to calmly say, hey, they did this, and that's great, type of thing.
So they had around, I think, $72,000 to work with by the end of this. They talk about the atmosphere. This is the first thing that they show within their budget breakdown. They talk about the atmosphere, which was made by Dark Hour Still Beat Studios, and nothing against them. I watched the video of them talking to the one, or the owner of the one who's going to be helping them make this set. Seems like a great guy and a lovely dude. And I want nothing but good to happen to them. So this is not against them in any way, shape, or form. So
again, you're saying how they did do a budget video, and they talked about that, so then why didn't you mention something when they did the budget video? See, this is what I'm saying. Like, if this really ticked you off, like the money aspect and everything, then you should have said something calmly, like offline, like an email or message or something. I don't know. Saying like, hey, I just watched your budget thing. Don't you guys think that's a little too excessive type of thing? Like, shouldn't you done this and this and this? Like, do you need help? Like, you should, like, that is something that would have been better than blindly having your rage come out and back in 2022 and mentioning this.
first of all,
Doing it like
they talk
this.
about the set. They talk about this gaming table. They talk about this venue, and that cost them $7,144. When you first watch the first episode, if that is all we're going to see, if this right here is all we're seeing, why did they have to get a set and not just use backdrops that they will all still be able to see and use? You can get a very nice printed backdrop for like $100 each.
I think, and they'll mention, you know what, they'll mention that part in their response video when we get to it. Because I don't know nothing on this stuff, so.
Boom. That's $400 they could have used for that. Let me preface. These are my questions to them. These are questions that I would love to have answered. I would love to know their reasoning and rationale behind what I'm trying to say.
You know, that is something that I read the comments through of his video. Like, they are more quieter and, like, respectable when I watched it. And again, you gotta remember, he's blind rage. His rage from 6 years ago that was bubbling up into his belly, coming up to his chest. Ow! Don't block me, little face. Hi, though. But yeah, it's bubbling up from his stomach to his chest, where it's gonna open, where his mouth is. It's gonna come up to his throat, and it's gonna say things. And he doesn't care how it sounds. Right now, he does, but he doesn't. He thinks in his mind, he thinks that he is doing something, like he's helping out, which I appreciate that you want to try to help out. Thank you for the hydrate. I needed that. I felt like it. Oh, gonna cause some drama with you, Wolfface. Just you wait. We're gonna have our drama arc. Oh, nice. Went to the gym. But yeah, no, he is only louder and more passionate and everything because this is his blind rage. This is what happens when you have blind rage. You have a platform, you have a video camera, and you don't think. Blind rage makes you not think. So that is why he is acting the way he is acting. Drama D's. You know what? Drama D's nuts on you too.
Also, why get a crazy gaming table if you're not going to use it for minis and terrain? What was the point if you're using a VTT?
I will say, if you were getting a gaming table, why wouldn't you use the gaming table? I will give him that. Like, if you have a gaming table, why wouldn't you use said gaming table? Like, you don't see it. Don't you mean Drama D's? Hey. Oh, the video is quiet. Oh, it shouldn't be. It's loud. Can you hear it now?
I bring this up because in their video of the breakdown, they talk about this gaming table and how cool it is, and they can't wait to play on it. The tech guy running it posted a video about the behind-the-scenes stuff. They show the table. It looks nothing important. And with the table, in the table, there's a big hole cut out where all of like the lights and microphones are being held up in. So why did you go out of your way to make this grand table that's not even going to be like shown?
Just because it's loud for you, but the thing is, I haven't changed my thing. Is what I'm saying. Like, my desktop is like all the way up here. I'll raise it up. Here, what if I did this and did this? I just don't want to blow your eardrums out. That's why I keep asking if people can hear the game or whatever. I don't know what you mean. Anyway, I turned it up on desktop, but I haven't changed my setup for when I changed it from the volume from before.
On screen, or really even used from what it looks like besides just the players. We're not going to see this table in action with any minis or terrain. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and I will say, because they did do a thing on their announcement video with one of the guys, he's saying how they'll have minis, even painted minis of themselves. It's like, but you're not using minis. You had this great. I will, like I said, I will give a point for Gryffindor. I will give a point for One Shot for asking that. It's like, where's the table? And I will say, I don't think they mentioned that in their response video. I don't know if they did or not. But I don't know. I'll just watch the vid later. Can you still not hear it? I don't know how you still cannot hear it. Do I have to turn this all the way up here? Is that what you want? Huh? Is that what you want? Want up here? I'll turn it up that way.
Because there's a big hole in the center of this, and that's where all the lights and microphones are coming from. My next question is, why did they get a big open space venue?
They might have a table already, but have they gotten it? If they order it, they did. So that's what he's saying. They got this big gaming table where there's a hole that's cut out, and that is what gaming tables are. There's a hole where you put like you put minis and all that stuff, like a terrain and all that jazz into that hole. But what they're using that hole for is for the microphones and the cameras and all that stuff. That's all they're using it for, because all they're doing is using tablets and virtual maps and everything.
Where there's so much echo and not more enclosed space for better audio. There was a big issue, and I saw this in the comments everywhere, that some people were way too quiet and it was super hard to hear. So this pricing for what episode 1 gave us does not justify what supporters sent over. To me, this does not justify anything. Moving on, the art. In total, the art cost them $2,000. Character art cost...
Throw stuff at Willpower win? I don't know how to do the throw things. I need to try to figure that out. Similar assets found on free pick. Well, they might have messed up. What do you mean they may have messed up? And again, he's like talking about the budget, but if they made a budget video, which I didn't know, like I guess I didn't hear him say that when I first watched this. When they did the budget video, like, he should have said something like I said. I will say this offline, behind the scenes, like, hey, I just watched your budget video. Are you sure that's a good way to budget, type of thing?
Cost about $1,200. I'm not going to argue about that one. Character art is expensive. I've paid for custom character art. It can get pricey. So I'm gonna...
I mean, the person who I have do my art for stuff, he's a good friend of mine, so it's not that expensive for me. So I'm very fortunate, but if you do get someone else, like, yeah, they could get up there. They could be up there if you want, like, to have it detailed exactly how you want it, type of thing. Like, it could get pricey. It could be very pricey.
I'm gonna give them this one. The logo design is outrageous. Once again, I worked at a graphic design company. I have made logos from people. I have made designs for other people. And not once, I don't know how much it's changed since I worked there to now, but not once did I ever get close to an $861 fee for creating a logo. You want to...
Well, we'll get to that when we watch their response video. But I will say one of the things that I remember them saying in the response video is that the $861 that he's talking about, that they put on there, he is just showing, like, the M and the sword or whatever. And he's, apparently, according to them, they said it was the big logo. Like, it's not just that, it's the whole logo. It's not just that little square. Oh, I paused that. I gave him high eyes.
You know, something even funnier is I went onto a website that I normally use to get certain assets from. I legitimately typed in M sword into the search bar. This first graphic right next to me, that is their logo. That is the logo that they paid for. The two to the side are pictures that I found immediately on Free Pick. And if you look at both of them really closely, you can see where the inspiration for the design came from. Now, what I'm trying to get out on this, if I was making their logo and I typed in my stuff and these were the two things that I saw and I based it off of, this logo is not hard to make. What you do, either you take the assets given to you or you just remake them and then you put a little bevel on it and then you put some type of texture on it and that's what you get. It could legitimately take you maybe max an hour. I do not agree with that pricing with the logo design. I feel like they overpaid. I don't feel like they did their due diligence with finding someone who would do better with logo. I do not feel like that's a justified number. And this is coming from someone who worked in this space.
But again, we'll see it in their response video that it's not just that little square. It's the whole thing that they have that costs it that much.
Before. Moving on. The tech. Ooh, the tech. When I get to the tech portion, I have put on productions like this before. I have put on productions where I've had to use multiple lighting. I have had to put productions on where I had to use multiple cameras, multiple mics, all of that stuff to be able to put something on like this. Now, before I go into this, I will say, as a creator,
Blind rage with cue cards. Pretty much. That's pretty much what this is happening. Like, he took, like I said, this guy left me. Yeah, this is one-shot questers. This is Duke. He's the one from the throwing it back Oath Paladin meme. The Oath of throwing it back. That's who this is. He is one of the people. He's one of the people who, back in 2020, when we were all stuck at homes, as I said before, he was one who really blew up when all he did was made little TikTok videos of D&D memes and everything. It's very, here, hold on. Opening, new tab. Have I sent TikToks with him before? You might have. Hold on. Here, I'll show you a short clip here. I went oldest. We'll go for the old ones.
Hey, come on in. Thanks, man. Get up! What is that? It's a pentagram. Yeah, why? You told me to sanitize the house. I said sanitize the house.
See, that's one of the that's one of the memes. He posted some of his stuff from TikTok onto here. We'll do another one. This one. Normal person, dollar food.
Pizza and drink. It's gonna be $12.17. That's for not leaving a tip. Oh, hi. Here's your pizza.
Sorry.
Here's the food you have requested.
There it is.
Lord. Now, enjoy thy blessed food. No tip is necessary. All I ask is for you to enjoy thy meal. Oh, hey there. I heard someone ordered a large pizza with extra sausage.
It's the peach fuzz on his chin. What? Oh, his beard? What? Does it give him blind rage, super strength? But yeah, no, that's who One Shot Quester is. Just so, just for everyone to see the older TikTok or YouTube shorts they post. Well, they were first on TikTok. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, he's talking about the tech, and we'll see this in the response video where they said that they didn't even use, like, they didn't get, like, they used from their own studio, I guess. No, it threw me off. Oh, gotcha.
And if this is, an exciting project, sometimes you don't think things through. Sometimes there's not a rationale on thinking things through on how you should go about what kind of tech and stuff that you should get. This part mainly comes from an experience that I've done and the behind the scenes that the tech producer showed as well. I saw what kind of lightings they were using. I saw what kind of cameras they were using. And I have information here on how they could have done this better or, used money more wisely with the product that they gave. That is
But apparently they used product that they already had. They already had, like, the lighting and everything. Like, they already got the product from their studio. Because, again, MinMats is the same people of Sellsword. And they just use their tech and lighting and all that stuff, apparently. We'll see it in their response video.
another thing what I'm trying to do. A lot of the stuff that I am justifying is based off of how they showed off their very first episode. Their first episode is a debut. You're supposed to show everything that people should really get to experience. If not everything, at least something. But what they delivered was so below average with the funds they got. So let me jump into that. For the camera and rec gear, I have written down here, they used a webcam for the DM. I didn't know which webcam they used. They used 3 Osmo Pocket 3 cams for the players. Now go back and look on how things look. If this was me running it, you could have bought 4 Logitech C9.
And that's a tick of negativity that I will go against Duke here, is you heard you got that right. He said if I did this, like let's hear that again.
And look on how things look. If this was me running it,
Yeah, that phrase right there. If it was me writing it, I would have done this. That is what you're giving. You're getting well, actually, if I ran it this way, I will say that is a tick of no. Like you should have not said that. Because now it just makes you look even more the bad guy because you're not running it. It's only them running it and they're still trying. Again, if you like okay. Mediation. There is a difference between helping and just saying what, like bullying and like saying what you could have done but better. There is a main difference. If he wanted to help, and I'll say this again, he should have like done when they did their budget video, like, hey, I saw your budget video. I saw your budget video. Let me. Sorry, I was doing my keyboard. That's why I was doing that. I was like, I saw your budget video. I could have done this. Like, if you need help, like, or something. Like, not saying, like, if I would have done this. Like, don't, no, you don't say that.
Logitech C920s, which are webcams, and you would have saved $665. I'm not sure what they mean by rec gear. It could just be the recording gear in general, but I don't know.
I think what they meant by rec gear is, thank you for the hearts. I think what they meant by rec gear, I think they meant that they use their recording gear from their actual, studio room or whatever.
So if it's just recording gear, that is very much not justified. That is an outrageous number for the type of quality that people got with what they bought. Player tablets. Oh, this is a fun one. Not necessary. They spent over $1,000 on player tablets because
I will say, though, I know, and this is sad because this is, the American system of inflation. Like, how many people they had? They said these are player tablets, so I'm gonna guess the DM didn't have one. I'm guessing he didn't have a tablet. But let's see, there's players. They paid $1,152 on player tablets. Let's see, there was, let me think, there was 2 in each box, 2, 4, 6, right? Yeah, 6 people. Honestly, if depending on the tablet they bought, I'm gonna say 6 people, 6 tablets. That's honestly not that bad. If I'm being perfectly honest, like maybe I'm just going crazy, but I feel like just the player tablets alone for 6 tablets, 1,000. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm not the only one. That is kind of cheap. I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially if you get like, they honestly didn't get Apple because aren't Apple tablets like over like $1,000 a piece or 800 or something like that? Like, obviously they didn't use Apple because screw Apple. Sorry, I'm not an Apple person. But yeah, no, $1,152 for just the player tablets. If the DM didn't get one for 6 people, that's honestly not bad. I'm sorry, Duke. I had to give you another tick of like have to disagree with you on the tablets thing because that's actually not that bad for what they paid for 6 people.
in this video of the breakdown, they said they were going to be able to look at the us as viewers, we were going to be able to see the tablets in real time. We were going to be able to see the players work with these tablets in real time. You didn't see any of that. Behind the scenes didn't show or even mention that was ever going to be a thing. That $1,000, incredibly unjustified. The mic and sound.
That's the phones, and the average tablet is like $300 for them. 2 if older models. But I'm talking about like the brand new models for Apple. Like, aren't they like excruciatingly expensive? And also, I will say, a tick I will give to Min-Mats, Sellsword, whatever. A tick I will give is, like, when you made the announcement video that they were going... You know what? We'll get to that, actually. Let's just continue on, because
This
we're
was
only
a big
13
one.
minutes
This was
in.
the big issue that
Take
happened
special progress
with
for that,
this
gotcha.
video. And that was the audio was not the greatest. A lot of the times people were leaning way too back and it would sound like they were far away, or some people were a little too loud, and when they would laugh, it'd kind of blow your ears out a little bit. They used lapel mics.
Yeah, they are
And
pricey.
obviously, I don't feel like that is the correct choice, because if you're facing these issues and if you're with a group that is also very like active and moving around
They
and
could've got
athletic, they
iPhones for
should have
that.
invested in 7 pod mics.
Honestly, yeah. An iPhone, they could have, or a Samsung or something. Like, that probably would have been cheaper, but they wanted a big tablet. Because like he said, we were supposed to see it as viewers in real time.
Which cost around $80, $90 each. You get 7 XLR cables and a decent 8-channel audio interface, all bought on Amazon. It would have delivered better audio quality and would have cost them $500 less than what they have now. They also showed off the lighting. They said they spent $1,300 on lighting. I saw the lighting, and some of the lights I use in my own studio. Some of the lights that I use,
$200 to
I used
$300
at
each.
live shows.
Oh, okay.
And guess what? They could have used
Not
4
bad.
LED aperture lights, and if they would have just lit them in a correct way, and maybe
Correct, Ray. See, that's another point of, like, him definitely blind raging, because he's saying words that, like, he's not saying them correctly. Like, instead of saying way, he's just, like, rambling and passionate and rambling on saying Ray.
got 2 C-stands if they wanted to, it would have cost them $1,000. They ended up going a different route and spending an extra $376. I have made decisions like this. I have bought things being like, I think I need this, blah, blah, blah. I end up buying it, realizing that I never really needed it in the first place. And the difference between why I'm upset at this compared to what my thing is because majority of the time, all of that funds came out of my own pocket. I paid for them.
And this is where I'm thinking, like, are you mad because you yourself had to pay out of your own pocket doing these things because you didn't have as much help as they did? Or is he mad because he paid out of his own pocket doing these things and they use donations and he felt like those donations didn't be used correctly, according to him?
Used not their own money. They used fan support for all of this. And again, that is why I'm upset, is they are mishandling these donators' funds.
Well, again, and if they're new on this, and you know they're new, because you even said yourself you know these guys as short video content creators before, and this is pretty much, you kind of know that this is their first time doing a big D&D like production, big air quote, then you should have, like, been nice about it. You should have been like, hey, I feel like again, when they made the budget video, like, all things are just, like, showing a bunch of negativity towards Duke right now. So, but we're gonna continue.
The total cost, holy crap. Okay, the total cost for season 1 was $24,840. Now, some things that I didn't cover was them being able to fly creators down, housing them, make sure everyone was good, yada, yada, yada. You know what? I'm giving that one to them because if I supported them and I knew my favorite creators were taken care of, great. I want to make sure they're sleeping comfortably. I want to make sure that they're being fed.
Exactly, and that's great. And I'm glad that he said that.
I've been to events where I've had those things. It's super freaking nice as the creator, and it makes you feel more ready to put on a performance. I've been in places where they didn't provide anything, and it sucks, and it's draining on you sometimes. I'm glad they took care of the creators. What I'm not happy about is they put down the remaining budget for future seasons is $47,321. People donated to this series to Make season 1 the big
All right, Pog House. We're all gonna live in a Pog House, everyone.
one. That's what people donated to. And if it did well, they were going to make other seasons. That's what I got out of those videos. That's what I understood. But instead, they spent 1/3 of their budget for season 1, the one thing that everyone wanted to see, and they're holding the rest as a just in case. I have some pinpoints here. They had a Q&A in their pinned comment for their first video. One of the Q&As was, how many episodes will there be? They said around 12 to 14 episodes. They didn't even know how many episodes there's going to be. Around 12 to 14 episodes airing every other week for about 6 months. Do you guys not know how YouTube works? There is so much that I can say just from that one video that is crazy that this is the planned schedule for this.
I will give him that because YouTube anymore is if you don't upload like this, like constant. If you don't upload constantly on YouTube, it's done. You're not gonna get as much traction. Like it's like a grind every day, 24/7. You have to do anymore. Well, that also could be used for Mercedes, not just for future stuff. Exactly, and that's something again he's not thinking right now. He's just thinking that these are another type of creator who is gonna do like that other creator who falls a donation and then all of a sudden you see them on a nice vacation, which I'm sorry, if I was someone who donated and I saw that, I would say like, hey, if you're gonna go on vacation, then I want my money back because you did a false donation, and that is illegal. That's every platform, to be honest. Exactly, but YouTube is worse for it. Like YouTube is much worse for it. That's why I used to not be a big fan of Twitch, but now I kind of like Twitch a little bit more than I do YouTube, because YouTube I had to record the video, upload a video, make sure that it gets a thumbnail and everything. Like I have a bunch of VODs I still had to do that for, and if I really wanted to edit, and I don't edit my videos anyway, even when I did just record, like I like Twitch better because I could just go live and I could talk to you guys. Like, I can actually interact and talk to you guys. When it comes to YouTube, you upload a video and and the only way to interact with everyone is, like, if you're writing a comment. And if they're not in the comment section, I can't interact. Like, I like interacting with the people on here. I like doing different things for you guys. Like, I like doing my cooking videos. I like doing the streams, so gaming streams. I want to get back to all the big development gaming streams, but till I get a new computer, we're gonna have to put down the back burner. That's why I've been streaming much Master Duel. I'm gonna do more community things with you guys. Like I want to do like a VR chat community thing sometimes too, with all my friends. Like I wanna do more community stuff with you guys. Once I get a new computer, that's what I'll do. Yeah, donate to someone and boom. Hi guys, it's time for some self-care, so I'm going to be away for a while. Yeah, that's why my little donation, the first 200 is, the first goal for the 200 is that, if we made it, and then the second goal is, like, helping me get a cell phone, I think. And then the third one is, like, I think school loan, I think. And then fourth is computer and, or maybe the fifth goal is computer. I don't remember, but there are 5 goals on mine. I just want to focus on the first one because I want to help Cindy out, and I would love to do another big donation goal. For the total is like 10 grand, and get ever so often because I want to help my mom pay off the house. Is what I want to do. To do more stuff, but IRL slaps me down. That's not your fault, Wolfy. Ain't your fault. That's why I've been putting Wolf in on the back burner for right now, because you're dealing with your real life things and everything. That and the forest. We haven't been doing the forest, but again, because my computer's slowly dying, probably not going to happen right away. But anyway.
The people putting this on are constantly putting out content. They are like putting it out like it's gumballs at a freaking gumball machine that's broken. You just keep turning the knob and gumballs keep flying out. That's pretty much how they go about doing their content. But for these long videos, for something that's super hyped and people are excited for, they're doing it every other week? Like, no. If people are hyped for this, man, you want to get those videos out. You're going to lose so much traction by doing this. And again, what happens if there isn't enough support at the end of their 12?
If I had to, by listening to this again, if I had to put my opinion, and again, this is an opinion about that too, because I feel like holding y'all back. You're not holding us back, Wolfy. You're okay. It's not your fault. But when I hear him like ranting about the video content again in YouTube, I wonder, is he saying this from his own experience? Because he can't upload as much as he used to and get a much traction as he used to, and that's why he's like using this as a way to say like, I'm not getting enough. Like, that's just my opinion, but listening this for the second time in this video, I do believe that's the case. Also, I'm pretty sure he cut this out because I remember this being an hour-long video, but he did say he would cut out the part about them using their studio because he was talking about how they said that they would actually interact and do the things and everything. But people said how their studio was small and other things. So he did apologize and he did cut that out of the video. This video, so that's why this video is shorter.
14 episodes. We just saw their first episode go live. You want to know what happens with every D&D stream that has their episode 1? Their views fall by like half or even 3/4. And it just keeps going down.
Yeah,
after that.
projection. That's the word I'm looking for.
It keeps going down. How do you guys know that you will have enough support by the end of this to use that $47,000? What are you going to do with almost $50,000 of fan support? And moving on to other things as well. In Texas, about the end of January, there was a big storm that happened.
I live in the same area as where this production took place, just an FYI. Okay, yeah, he's talking about the ice storm. Okay, I want to hear this because that's why they said some of the things they couldn't do was because of the ice storm that happened in Texas. So here we go.
It was an ice storm, and you know what? We had ice and snow everywhere for about a week, and then it was gone. I point that out for a reason, because what they say here is mind-boggling to me. In their other Q&A, they say, will there be any live action scenes? Yes. But not for season 1. Not for the season that people donated for. We only had 3 days to film, and the Texas ice storm meant we couldn't shoot outside for live action bits. In future sessions, we will have some live action highlights of cool moments, and we may revisit some in the best moments for season 1. They may! They're not even promising you that you're getting what you donated for season 1. No! You freaking do that because that's what you guys promised what we were going to experience. They also say, we also know that the audio...
I mean, even CR wasn't that great the first time they saw Critical Role. Yeah. Yeah, and when we watched the response video from Midmat, they do bring up about Critical Role, like they're not a Critical Role production. And they're thinking that that's what Duke wants them to be. That's not what Duke wants you to be, Min-Mats, Sellsword. That's something that I want to point out there. That's not what he wants you to do. He's just blind raging right now in this video. And when you blind rage, you don't think. Like, you don't think at all. But he does need to have a little more compassion when it came to the live action, because they did not plan for them to have ice and snow in Texas. I want to say that again. They did not plan to have ice and snow in Texas. Just saying.
It was quiet at times. There were some recording issues, but we are working to make the best of what we have. Season 1 had to be planned, filmed, and edited very quickly. Because of that, we didn't have much time to test and troubleshoot our tech. We are already hard at work on planning and logistics for Season 2. Why? Why did you guys have to plan, film, and edit this so quickly? Why?
True, no one plans for ice and snow in Texas. Yeah, exactly, it's Texas. That's like saying how you in Alaska plan for 100-degree weather and suns, and then snow melts and you actually touch actual grass.
Give us a reason why that had to be done as fast as possible. From my point of view, there's no excuse. You guys just wanted to get the series out because there was hype around it, and you guys wanted to get those views and that ad revenue instead of taking your time to put effort into this series that people donated to.
I don't know. I mean, again, I get that he's passionate, and I get that he is saying this. I get what he's saying about this, but again, things happen. What? Don't facepalm me. Oh, we're gonna do that now, huh? We're gonna flip the bird, huh? Well, you know what? Thank you. I am number one, Wolfy. I appreciate it.
But instead you went, nah, we're going to chase the views. Please explain that to me.
I don't think that was the case.
Also, why build a set?
Well, here's the thing. You have to plan something like this. Wait a minute. He's questioning why they had to plan and edit this quickly. They had to probably plan and edit this quickly because, one, planning something to fly people out. Like, you gotta plan that. Like, other people, they probably have other lives that they had to get to. I mean, I think they mentioned this in the response video. Like, Jacques, for example, he has a full-time gig with his whipping stuff and everything. Like, that's his full-time thing that he has to get back to. So, of course, they had to plan and hurry up and do that. But again, Duke is not thinking this because his blind rage is still in effect and he's not thinking properly.
If you were going to film live action outside, because outside wasn't an option, you scrapped the entire thing that would make this series unique and so cool. I pray and hope we see something like that in the future episodes, because if not, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? Why did season 1 have to be planned and filmed and edited so quickly? I understand from a creator standpoint that scheduling between creators is very difficult, but they got 7 creators to figure out a time and scheduled to play D&D in around a month. If you see when they posted, hey,
So, for someone who DMs D&D, again, I DM with friends online. We play once a month, okay? We all, like, my games are once a month of what I do. Like, for example, my Monday Rollers, I plan it every first Monday of the month. And that is the game that we play in that month. My Friday group that I have right now, which is called Chaos Dungeons, we play every first Friday of the month. That is my game. That is my schedule. That's what I do. I would love to do Saturday games, but unfortunately, I work at a place where I work weekends. So that can't happen. So my things are first Friday of the month. The Discordia's Pass that we stream those games on the last Friday of the month. The last Friday of the month. Now, here's the thing, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Just because we have and Wolfy is a part of a few of these games. He's a part of Money Rollers, and he's a part of the streaming one. He knows that even though I schedule it for once a month, and I know the month and I know the day because it's first or the last of the month on any days, then he knows, like, everyone knows, like, what it is. But he also knows that people aren't able to show up. And why is that? Because, again, They have other lives to get to. They have other stuff happening. Like my friend Ginger, he wasn't able to come at all for Money Rollers when we played Money Rollers because he had to do mandatory overtime at his job. So he was not present for the whole session, which I think made him irritated a little bit, but that's not his fault. So just because you plan something and it's, yeah, real life stuff happens. Like, you can't help it. And Eds does his games like the second or third of the month or something like that. Second, third Friday of the month. I'm pretty sure if I'm looking at my calendar correctly. And even he had to reschedule twice because the first time, a couple months ago, in January, he rescheduled because it was his mom's birthday, which obviously that is important. And last month we didn't play, and the reason why is because Kaz couldn't make it, and that's not Kaz's fault because Kaz had work. He was working late, and it was a shock, and he didn't know. So, and we could have played on, and we've done that. But if it's an important thing, like for him, if it was important and it had something for his backstory, for his character, we just decided to reschedule for this month. Yeah, around there because people can't make it. And now he's griping about how there's in around a month and 7 creators. That's 7 creators that have to make sure all their real life stuff is going. If they have a job, gotta make sure that they can not be at said job for forever how long. And then there's people who are like, what if they have families and stuff? Like, that's a whole week of them not being their family. So of course, week or however long they were doing this, of course they have to plan this and quickly film and edit because they were probably like, some of the creators were probably like, hey, we could do this, but I had to be back at my home at around this time, around this date, so we have to do that. And like I said, like Jacques the Whipper, his whipping career is his career. He goes around and does his career. Like YouTube, it's just not just his career. Yeah. If the character has to be there, and we have to work around that. So I will give Duke a negative tick on that one because I do once a month campaigns, and it is with friends that I talk to on a daily basis, and it's so hard to get everyone in one area, and I don't fault them because it could be work, it could be family stuff happening, it could be them, like maybe they're not mentally into it. That's happened to me. That's why I didn't do February's. So yeah. And like how a friend of ours isn't able to stream because she ends up getting called to work. Yeah, that happens a lot too. And her puppies. My doggies don't come with me to work. Yeah, no, it happens. It honestly happens. So, or because I'm not mentally there, that's why I didn't, like I said, that's why I didn't do February, because I just mentally and emotionally just was not here present for it. So I canceled for February's last minute, and I feel bad about that. I still do. And I just decided to do it this month.
We got the funding to when they posted we're being 100% transparent about the funds. It took them a little.
Vet stuff? I haven't been able to afford vet stuff, honestly, for them. I only had, the only time that they come and take me away from my thing is if I had to take them outside to use the bathroom.
Over a month to get that all figured out. They really should have taken the time to do more troubleshooting, which it says everywhere that they ran into a lot of issues, and figure out the problems to deliver a better quality experience and uphold your promises. Let's talk about the announcement video, because I feel like that is very important, because that is why people donate. There was a lot of promises not delivered. First of all, they say they want to build a set. You know what? That's fine. You can build a set, you can have fun, you can experience that. But guess what? It feels like the set is more important than the actual piece of content. Let's go back, shall we? You know, remember these creators, the creators that you guys wanted to see? Here they are. Here's all the dead space. There's more background and set design than you do see of the creators. They said they wanted a cool video setup with 2 video angles. This setup is something you see everywhere on Twitch. They did not deliver. They felt like they insinuated that we would see the creators do some of their martial fighting, weapons, moves in these videos, and nothing. If they spent more time troubleshooting and planning, this all could have happened.
I will give them that, because if you're making an announcement video before the season 1 saying you're going to do these things and it didn't happen, which again, things happened. They didn't plan for the ice storm. They didn't plan for any of that to happen, but at least you said you would do the 2 camera angles and you didn't do that. You should have said we will do that in future seasons, not in season 1. Or when the ice storm hit, you like hurry up and make a quick like TikTok video saying it's like, hey guys, from Midmats and Cell Sorts here. So quick thing, because of the ice storm, we're not able to do our martial arts and stuff like during the ice storm. We don't want people to get hurt, all that stuff, yada yada. And we're not using the studio because it's an hour away and the roads are icy and we don't know what to do with that type of thing, blah blah blah. Like they should have did like a hurry up video about that, saying how we will do it in future seasons though. And it says they may, I will get him that on the last one, saying we may do highlights from season 1, and we will make it up for showing season 1's videos of martial arts that were highlights from the game as well. Table might have made it harder to change angles to zoom in. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get that big table, then it might have. I don't know. I haven't seen the table. I haven't seen the table of what it looks like, so I don't know. But I will say, I will give the little mediation of like, Midmatch should have done that a little better on their announcement video. If like they couldn't do it, then say, hey, this is what's happening. We're not able to do it for this, but we'll do it for this type of thing.
But they rushed it on a $100,000 budget that was funded by fans. Now, where did all of the support money go? The total number that they spent for season 1 was $24,840. $10,698 was for self-service and bad financial decisions. The set, the gaming table, the venue, the logo, the tablets, the camera recorders, the mics, the sounds, the lighting, $10,000, almost $11,000 of people's donated money served nothing for them. To make this happen, based on what I figured out, it would have cost around $15,000 to $16,000 for them to make this happen, based off of what we saw in the first episode. 15% of the donated money was used to create a product that anyone can do on a live streaming service with 0 fan support. Do you not understand that? 47 has a potential to never be used if season 2 doesn't happen. Please take a good look at this number because this is crazy. I feel like this is very...
I think though they are saying that season 2 is going to happen. I'm pretty sure that season 2 will happen. Some of that is also one-time purchases for the show, and who knows if they knew which ones they really needed and didn't need. Well, like I said, we'll get to the response video here, so let's let Duke talk here. We'll let him talk. We'll let him cook.
Important to the people who
Because
did
it's almost done.
donate to this. This is what I want my understanding between me and you to be. If this is what you expected from them, great. I'm glad you're happy, and I hope you enjoy their season 1 of this production. I hope you have a great time. From what I can tell in the comments, people love this dynamic. People are laughing and having a good time.
See, and that's the thing. If you saw that in the comments were saying how they loved it and everything, and they enjoyed the experience and everything. And obviously the comments giving some critiques of the mics and whatever. If you saw that, then why did you think that it was a good idea to do this? Would we know which stuff we would need if we did this IRL? Not really. Because I mean, I know if we did, okay, if we're saying in like a streaming or recording wise, we would probably need, like, probably not a gaming table, probably just like a basic table. Try to find some form of cameras, but your phone can act as like your own personal camera. And then try to get someone to edit like the angles and everything. Mics of some sort. Like, don't know what, but of something. And if we didn't do this in like if this was real life, probably like some little minis, some terrain stuff, which you can just easily draw like markers and all that stuff, like a grid map, like those square grid graphing paper or something like that. So probably something like that. That's what I would think we would use. And obviously, if it's if people are flying down, like if I flew you down, I'll save money to fly you down. So plane money and everything. Like if we're talking about we'll say the Money Rollers group. So I would have to fly, if we're talking about for the Money Rollers group, I would have to fly like you and Kaz down, which that's a good chunk of money. And I didn't have to fly Ginger and Et over because they're only 4 hours away from me. It's an easy drive. But if we're talking about like with our streaming group for the Discordia's Pass, that it will be a lot more expensive because everyone lives in different areas of the world. If we did this in real life, it's at least only in America, so we don't have to worry about visas and everything like that. Like, I know, like I said, Cass lives in California and all that. That's still a few hundred to at least 1,500. Well, that's for the Money Rollers. Like, what are we talking about though when it comes to the big freaking streaming group that we have? Because we have to fly you, Kaz, Alias, and Lucy. If I'm saying that correctly. Oh, let me look. Let me look at the group. Discordia's Pass. Because Josh lives 4 hours away, one lives 4. Yeah, okay, so we would have to fly Alias, Lucy, and you. Like, that would be a bunch of flights that would have to happen. Oops. Anyway, let's continue on.
And people are saying this is one of the best things that have come out in recent time. Great. Yeah. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that you're having such a great time with it. If you donated to just get these people together to play D&D or just to support your favorite creators, great. I hope you enjoy watching this talented group of creators play together in the same room with all the points that I made with the last one. Now, outside of getting the creators together and being taken care of, if you donated to help with costs for this production and to help them accomplish the promises they made with videos that are still up, you call them out and you let them know they have massively misused your donations to deliver a below average production for season 1 and are holding almost $50,000 of your donations for a just in case season 2 rather than using it all to make the best freaking productions with a talented group of individuals for season 1, which was the whole reason for their GoFundMe. I'm done being the nice guy. And I'm tired of seeing this stuff. I am tired of seeing people take advantage of this group and look at this group like, oh, they're just willing to throw money at everything. We're also just going to get into this so we can get a nice paycheck. And you know what? Deliver something that they're just used to at this point. I'm so tired of it, guys.
And he's so in
I love you guys so much. I love this community. And I'm making this video because you guys asked me to create stuff that I'm passionate about. And again, I'm passionate about you guys. I love you guys dearly. And this stuff is pissing me off, man. Wow. This is not fair to you. It really isn't. And I'm not afraid to make these videos anymore. I'm not afraid of the backlash that'll give me. I'm not afraid of the connections that this might hurt for me. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired of being frustrated. And I'm tired of seeing you guys get hurt. This is pathetic, man.
Okay, so he does say pathetic. And that's the thing that people are saying how he shouldn't have said.
I hope Min-Max does better. I really do. I want their future episodes to do well.
And I believe that.
But what they delivered is pathetic. I'm sorry. I want this to be better. And I'm going to start creating these videos. Because, man, I got the dirt. Some of you out there, you know who you are. If you try to pull some of that stuff again, you better be ready because I'm calling your ass out. I'm sorry, guys. So that's going to be it for this.
Yeah, I've never heard him curse before. Okay, so that was a video. And he also made a couple things, which we'll get to. But I want to get to this response video. This is an honest response to One Shot. So let's see.
Producers. Hey guys, it is the Sellsword crew who are kind of producers behind Min-Maxed.
We were informed that there's been a video about Min-Max that we feel like we need to talk about.
Yeah, it's a little bit harsh. It's got some criticisms, and we think that we should talk about it. We talked to the cast, we talked to the crew, and they all said that it's a good idea to address it because if there are even a couple of fans out there who feel like they didn't get what they paid for, we want to talk to you. We want to make sure that you know why we made the decisions we did. So for that, we're gonna dive in.
See, already, like, like, you could tell the difference between Duke's video and their response video. They're more calm, they're more collected, they're talking and everything. When Duke just snapped and he just did his blind rage video and slideshow presentation type of thing.
I think it's important to look at what we promised.
So let's look at this video.
Let's talk about the announcement video because I feel like that is very important because that is why people donate.
But everybody lives in different time zones and has different schedules, and that's complicated. So I invited everybody over to my house, studio.
We think playing normal D&D would be boring, and we know you want to see us as D&D characters.
Look at those trophies, by the way. Look at these trophies and ribbons my man has. What are these ribbons and trophies, my guy? Like, goodness gracious, look at this. Like, plaques, belts, medals, like, trophies. Like, what is this? Like, my dude's been busy.
So we're gonna play ourselves.
We want to do some really cool things like build a set.
And have a cool video setup.
With cool angles and stuff. Buy me a flight so I don't have to swim.
Make cool character art of us. And minis.
And if things go well, we'll even do a second campaign.
So here's the things that we promised.
Yeah, and I want to hear let's hear what she says.
To get our friends together, play a game of D&D, and share it with you.
And if things went well, we're going to do even more.
Those things included having a set,
competition stuff, but what are the competitions?
Doing a camera setup where we can see all of us on screen, and also having multiple seasons, which is something that is in the works.
Okay, so what he is saying, what my dude right here is saying how future seasons are in the works. So that's a positive right there. Future seasons are in the works. So they are going to do season 2 and everything because they said if it goes well, we'll even do a season 2. Obviously, they felt like it went well, so now they're going to do more seasons. It has to be martial arts. It has to be. That's why I could think of. I wonder. Actually, it could be because there was belts. There were belts in there. So, my guy, freaking golf clap. Golf clap on those medals and trophies and belts that you won, my guy. I don't know your name. I'm sorry. I don't remember. But golf clap. Let's get golf clap W's in chat.
Now that we've talked about that, let's look at the criticisms of this video.
So this first slide is their layout. $100,000.
So the budget was $72,161 after tax and fees to be split over 3 seasons. They added that to show.
Creators,
and
edit. The creators that people wanted to see play together are so little.
If we're understanding correctly, it seems this creator thinks that our layout wasn't very good.
We had a 4-camera setup so we could catch everybody at the table and all the little moments in between them. We thought it looked pretty good, but we can see where there might be some room for improvements.
Okay, so they're saying how, okay, positive right there. He's saying we see it, we hear it, and there could be some improvements, and we will get to that.
David is the editor, and it took him quite a long time to edit episode 1.
This guy.
Yes, but I learned a lot in the first episode, and based on feedback that we had already gotten from the community before we even saw this video, we're going to implement some new stuff, like some punch-ins, some cropping, and a couple of color correction things. I'm colorblind, so a little bit hard, but we'll get it done.
Oh, poor guy. He's colorblind. I wonder what kind of colorblind he has, because my cousin, he's colorblind. He messes up black and white. Like, right now, my keyboard is black. You'll see it as white. Like, if he saw my little cup, my cinnamon roll cup white, he would see it as black. It's super weird. I've never heard of that before, but he messes up black and white. He has that color blindness. So I wonder what kind of color blindness this guy has. But he said he's colorblind, but he's going to try to help. Pilot episodes is usually worse. Exactly. Pilot episodes are not the big production, grandiose thing. Like, it's gonna have flaws. I will say, if he has color blindness and he's editing, they might want to find a different editor. I will point that out. I will give them that. Like, Minmats, if you want someone who isn't, not saying if you're colorblind you can't edit, but if you need, like, someone to say, hey, this isn't right, like, maybe one of these two help you out or something. I don't know if this is, like, his wife or sister and brother. I don't know if they're family. I know nothing about Sellsword. I just learned about these guys, like, recently. But yeah, that would be a good idea. See, I'm telling you, I'm going to give critiques. I gave critiques on Duke's video and positivities and stuff. I'm going to give positive and critiques with them. That is why we are mediating.
So these are actually already things that we are tackling.
His second critique, if we understand it correctly, is that instead of having a whole set, we could have just had a backdrop.
This is the big kicker. This is what ticked me off the most. They had
and
a
the logo
budget
looks
of
nice,
over
yeah, and they'll get to that.
$100,000 to work with. If this right here is all we're seeing, why did they have to get a set and not just use backdrops that they will all still be able to see and use?
And while that would have been cheaper, we wouldn't have had the incredible set and beautiful experience that Dark Hour provided for us.
The set is incredibly immersive. It's so beautiful and detailed. And in episode 1, we don't...
It's a little too immersive, my guy, okay? David, I think you said his name was... The realistic dead looking chained up mummified body, like, too realistic, but it does look cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Utilize it as much as we can, but in episode 2, we're going to do more punch-ins. You're going to see more of it. And I don't think that we would have given as good of a performance if we didn't have this immersive, beautiful set. A little back screen isn't going to feel the same. The set was worth it.
And it was also really cool because we got to support a local company to build this awesome thing for us.
Dark Hour did such a good job on this set.
Okay, so they're saying how they wanted to do this too because they were also able to support a local creator, which that is great. I'm glad that they put that, but I will give a tick of, like, I feel like they're doing that, being like, hey, we won the set because it was a local creator, support your local business. Like, I feel like they did that. Well, I mean, no, I don't think they would try to do as, like, a drama bait type of thing, because they seem very genuine and super sweet and super nice. Like, I just want to hug them. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to hug them. Can I hug you guys? I know that sounds weird, but they just seem so genuine and super nice. Like, I just, like, and I love this guy's tattoos. Like, look at his tattoos. I love how he tattoos his other channel's logo on his chest. If he did that, he needs to get this logo tattooed here. Who agrees with me? He has to. Because if you are the producers of Minmats, you got to get the logo tattooed here. At least maybe the little thing. Maybe the little thing right there. You gotta do it now. If you have your logo of your things here, you gotta get it tattooed on this side, buddy.
And we've got plans with them in the future to make things even bigger and better. So forging this connection was crucial for the future of MinMaxed.
Dark Hour also did an incredible job of making this set to be able to be taken down and put back up so we can use it again in future seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. So that is handy. Like, it's actually practical, and that means in future seasons they don't have to waste that money redoing a back thing. Like, they made it where they could take it down and put it back up, which that is Awesome. Kudos to them. That's a positive right there.
This isn't a one-time set. We're going to keep it around.
The next issue he brings up is that we should have used minis or terrain.
And logistically, that just wasn't possible for season 1.
But it was absolutely something that we were interested in doing, in that we...
I do have to ask, how is that not able in season 1? I will ask that question to her when she said logistically that's not possible in season 1 to have terrains and minis. Explain to me how. Like, how... I will give, like, a negative thing on that. Like, how was it not logistically possible or feasible to have a terrain in minis? Sets do help for future stuff. Minis are priced due. Yes, but they do still have a bit of money still left over from the donation. So I will flag that, especially if you don't already own them like Matt does. Well, okay, yes, but they also did promise custom minis. They did promise that they would have custom minis though, which, okay, you couldn't promise the live action stuff because Ice Storm and all that stuff. I get that, but if you had this table and you notice, I will say in this response, they say nothing about the gaming table they put the money in. I just want to know, how is it not feasible? What's not possible or feasible for you guys to have the minis and terrains? I will ask that question because I feel like that's a little red flag there of like, how was that not possible? Like, you had the extra money, you could have, like, you would have been able to get, like, even if it's not custom, like, get one of those minis where you can just paint yourself and just try to customize it as your character that you're playing as best as you can. That's what I done when I try to paint minis, and let me tell you, I suck at painting minis, okay? I suck at it so bad. I could paint anything else, I suck at painting minis, but I will give them the question, like, not a red flag, I shouldn't say red flag, I'll give them a yellow flag of, like, question, like, how was that not feasible? How is that not possible? Like, please explain, how is that not plausible?
Want to do in the future.
So for season 1, we decided to go digital because it allowed us to do a couple of things. One, we could show the map on the screen and all the players can interact with it from their tablet in real time, which was really cool and kept the game flowing.
But for future seasons, we are going to try to upgrade.
The next issue...
Okay, so what they're saying depends on where you get them from and if you want them detailed or not. Fair, that is fair. And they said they wanted season 1 to be digital because it kept the game flowing, but in later seasons they're going to do it. But the thing is, though, that's what Duke is trying to say, though. It's like, you guys made these promises for season 1. If these weren't going to be possible in season 1, you should say, hey, we made our donation go. We're just going to let you guys know. We are still using the money for everything, but we're going to be going digital for right now to keep things flowing for season 1, and there will be future seasons in the thing. I will give Duke that, because they're pretty much validating of, like, saying how we went digital for season 1 to help keep flowing with a few things, but you guys promised these things for season 1 for the people, like, before season 1. Like, granted, it's not, pilot episodes, again, are not the best thing. Pilot seasons are not the best. Like, let's look, for example, at season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, or even Lil Krivo's Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. Video quality was bad, and mic was bad. Like, mic sound was terrible. So, but as he kept going later on, kept doing it, it gotten better and better. We're just now at the point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge where the audio quality is actually better than what it was in the first few episodes. So, I guess I'll give them that, but I also see Duke's point of view of, like, them saying how they're gonna do these, like, they decide to do digital for season 1 and not telling people that. That's where I have a problem. It's like, if you're gonna do that, then you need to say we're doing this way for season 1 and then we're gonna do stuff before you decide to record and live stream it. So I will give that little critique.
Gets brought up is the logo.
The art. In total, the art cost them $2,000. The logo design is outrageous. I legitimately typed in M Sword into the search bar. That is their logo. That is the logo that they paid for. The two to the side are pictures that I found immediately on FreePic.
It's our understanding that he believes we overpaid.
Now, I'm a big supporter of paying artists what they ask for, and a lot more goes into making a logo than a lot of people think.
It's honestly a really long collaborative process between us and this artist, and went through many iterations before we got to the logo that we have.
The logo that he shows on screen is this up here, just the logo. And honestly, he clips a very small segment of it, so it doesn't look as good. It's a beautiful logo, and it also comes with the word mark.
Yeah, so he's pretty much saying how this whole logo was what they paid, not just this little bit, pretty much. He's saying this whole big thing was a logo, which, I don't know, you guys let me know. I remember it was like, what, $850, $860? Was this worth $860 for a big logo? I mean, and I'm glad he's saying he's a big supporter of paying artists of what they ask for. That is great. I love that. Like, continue that keen. Logos take forever. Not everything is in one take. Yeah. And this costs $860, $50 or something like that. Around $800, we'll say. It's around $800, almost $900. Which, if it was just this little thing, yes, I would agree with Duke saying they overpaid. Like, they got overcharged of the wazoo for this little bit. Time as well. Exactly. Like, but if it was this little bit, yes, I would say you overpaid. You guys got scammed out of the money, and that's not right, type of thing. But since it's it's all beautiful. I'm not saying it's not beautiful. It is very beautiful. Yes, I think they paid what they paid for. I think this right here, because I know nothing of logo and everything like that. I know nothing of making graphic design arts. I don't know how to make a logo. If I did, I would have one for this channel myself. But no, I think this was the amount that that it was for their logo. And actually, let me see if I can. No, I can't. Okay, but yeah, no, you can see behind them.
And it's not just that we have the logo, we can use it for merch, for dice, for future things.
Ooh, could you imagine this in dice? Like, oh my goodness. Like, the dice can be like a black and gold type of thing. And then they can have like a special big D20 where you roll it. And it's like one of those D20s where if you roll it, like the sparkly things swirl and everything. Min-Mats, I'm giving you free suggestions right here. Take away the world, what you want. I asked a coworker about character design, and she charged me $100, and it took a while to get it done. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's character. We're talking about logo design. And with this as bold and beautiful it is, like I said, I think they paid what they did. I think it was worth it, because it probably took forever. And he said it could be used for merch, dice, and all that stuff. Yeah, but I ain't giving you ideas, man. It's like, take it or leave it, I guess. I know a gaming company who used one of my ideas, and it's in effect right now. Gen Con. Yay! You can actually purchase tickets for Gen Con, which that is awesome. I'm so happy that one of my ideas is being used. I need to get a t-shirt from it, because I'm just giddy. But yeah, I'm giving you ideas, Min-Mats. I will happily give you some ideas on that.
Own it, and that's the big thing. We paid the artists for their time, for their experience, and for the legal right to use it. And
Exhibit A, B, and C right there, what we just said. And legal rights. That money was probably all the legal rights too, which that would cost a pretty penny to use.
In the world of logo design, that's actually pretty cheap. Ask McDonald's how much they spend on getting their logo redone every once in a while.
I'm curious now. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm curious. Wait a minute. Wait. He said that in the world of logo design, that's cheap. Hold on. How much does McDonald's pay to have their logo changed? How much? Do you think? $6 billion dollars. I saw that. It's not gonna let me. Oh wait, get out of here. How much? I saw 6 billion, so we're gonna go with that. $6 billion makeover cost. That's redunculous. I'm gonna pay $6 billion to make two arches, 2 yellow arches. Like really? Really, McDonald's? Anyways. Oh, McDonald's. Yeah, look how many iterations it's gotten. I don't know why this person changed so many times. Did you? I don't know why they circled that little bit, but they had McDonald's and the M, then that M, then that M, then that. I remember this one. I remember this on cups and everything. And then that, and then I didn't know it changed to that, and then just M. Just an M. They can afford it, yeah. It started out with 1 on each side of the building. Ah, okay. Oh, here we go. Wait, here we go. I know we're rambling, but it used to be McDonald's barbecue in the 1940s. 1968, it was McDonald's hamburgers. 1955, oh, we're going backward. 1955 was that. 68 was that. Like, look, I mean, that 2000s right there. I remember that. I remember that logo. 2006, 1999. Alright, sorry. We went on a rabbit trail, but I blame you, because you were saying ask McDonald's, and I asked Google to ask McDonald's for me.
So we feel totally confident with the money we spent on the logo.
The next thing he brings up is some of the tech issues.
So we're gonna take a look at it one by one.
You could have bought 4 Logitech C920s, which are webcams, and you would have saved $665. I'm not sure what they mean by rec gear. It could just be the recording gear in general, but I don't know.
The video seems to claim that we should have used webcams instead of buying Osmos because webcams are cheaper. And while they are cheaper, they don't have as good of video quality. But even more so, I want to set the record straight and say that Sellsword Arts already owned all of those Osmos. We didn't buy any Osmos for MinMaxed. What we bought was some DJI Action Cam 6s. We had 2 cameras, but we had...
Okay, so this is them clipping their budget video that was posted January 14, 2026. Again, that budget video was posted January 14, 2026. They would need the storage space for the cams. Yeah, exactly. Now, here's the thing. That was posted on that date. Before what? Before they recorded? Like, again, you had plenty of times to, like, reach out to them offline in the background being like, hey, or something.
Buy 2 more that were going to work in this specific setup because it's so small. We didn't want to go with big DSLRs because that would have blown the budget just on 2 cameras. So I went with smaller action cams, and we've got them recording to a, like, big, crazy NAS setup. Now, the NAS we did not pay for with MinMax money. Sellsword Arts paid for that because we need that for our stuff. We're just like, hey, we'll use this.
Okay, so they even said that. They even said that in that budget video, like, hey, we're not paying for it. Sellsword has it already. So we already have it. We might as well use it. That's what literally they said. So I will give them that. And again, it's just making Duke look more like the bad guy, which I'm not doing. We're not making him look bad guy. We're mediating here.
And we bought those when we got to production. They didn't end up working. So instead, we used our tech team's other Osmos and a webcam that they had.
Aww.
So in fact, MinMax didn't spend any money on camera equipment, and we were able to return the stuff that we had bought. And next season, we're going to upgrade and have even better stuff.
And the reason there's a discrepancy between what you're hearing now and the update video we made before is that we didn't know they weren't going to work.
In our budgeting video, we hadn't had a chance to hook everything up in the space. Actually, we had quite a few technical problems. The computer we were supposed to be using worked in the studio, but then didn't work in the space. Our tech team was so good. They found workarounds, they made everything work, and we're still very proud of the product we made, but we can see where there's some areas for improvement, so we're already in the process of looking at better tech, both for the visuals and the sound and everything else. We are
See, and he even says, like, we heard you guys, we hear you, we see you. We're gonna do it because we didn't know. Because again, you don't know. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can start recording or start streaming and you don't know if something is working or not. Like, you just don't know all, like, right then and there. But they said that, what they're saying, and they are bringing back. They are doing what they need to do.
We're taking it all into account, and we're hearing your feedback. We want this to be great for season 2, which is happening.
His next complaint is that we didn't need tablets.
And again, before we get to the tablets, again, he is saying season 2 is happening. It is a thing. It is happening. Get ready for it. He is saying that. So, okay. So we got that. All right. He wanted to make sure that he's telling us that season 2 is happening for whatever this was. Again, I never watched it. I'm going to throw it out there. I never watched the first episode of the Min-Max thing. I never watched it. Maybe I will after this. I don't know. Like I said, it's just a 2-hour-long video, and it takes a while for me to sit through a 2-hour-long video.
What's at all?
But for the setup that we had, we actually did.
Because we went with the digital map, we wanted to give the players the ability to move their character around and view the map without having to look at terrain or have the DM walk around the table. Having the ability to look down at something that was already on our character sheet and the map made play go much more smoothly.
So using the tablets was absolutely worth it.
And in the future, we will be able to continue using them and integrate more of the features into what you see.
One of the issues we had is we wanted to be able to do a live feed of the character sheet to the project, but that didn't work out. But that doesn't mean it's not something we can do in post. Again, I'm learning as I go, and that's something that I'm hoping to put in the new episodes.
His next complaint is actually something we agree with, the audio.
We bought a set of microphones that had really good reviews, and we'd actually tested them before, and they worked fine.
And we fully intended to use the type of microphone we had because we thought we were going to be getting up more.
And that brings us to a little issue called the historic Texas ice storm. So it was very cold in the building, and we're gonna talk about that later, but we didn't get up as much as we wanted to. It also meant that we couldn't go change the audio setup after day 1 because the roads were impassable. We started filming when the snow started falling, and we ended when the roads finally started to get free. So there was really not much we could do to it. I am doing my best in post-production to save as much of the audio as I can.
We were able to return those microphones and reinvest that money into season 2.
Okay, see? And that is a good thing. She said that they were able to return those microphones and reinvest the money they got back into the season. It's not like they're using it for themselves, which, great. I'm happy. That's actually really good. And that was very smart investment right there in the use of the money to do that.
We're gonna have better tech set up for season 2. That is a big thing that we're working on. So everything that didn't work got reinvested back into the campaign to get something better for season 2.
Good.
Another thing gets brought up is the lighting setup we had.
They also showed off the lighting. They said they spent $1,300 on lighting. It would have cost them $1,000. I'm upset at this compared to what my thing is.
And I think there is a little bit of confusion on this, so let us tell you what the lighting setup was.
We bought 4 lights for the players so you can see our faces.
All of the lights that you see above that are casting light into the room were provided by Self-Serve Arts. We already own those. We didn't spend any money on that. So actually, the recommendation that he makes in the video is the one that we did. I don't really understand the discrepancy about how much money that should have been. That's the price of the equipment.
If we're hearing it correctly, it seems like he thinks that we used the fans' money to buy all of the tech.
When in reality, Self-Serve Arts probably provided about 80% of the tech from stuff that we already had that we bought personally. We tried to keep expenses on the Min-Max channel as low as possible.
So what he's saying is, because that was the thing that Duke said was the one thing he was very upset about, is them using the money from fans for all the tech that they didn't use and it wasn't good. And they're saying, hey, Sellsword is the one who pretty much provided all the tech. Like, we already had the tech. We are the ones who did it.
But still producing a good season.
So in total, what Self-Serve Arts provided was the soundboard, half of the mics, most of the lighting, the computer, the NAS for storage, most of the cameras, and a lot of other odds and ends.
Additionally, we returned $3,000 what Min-Max spent on equipment that didn't end up working.
In fact, I think we returned the majority of the tech part of the budget, and we can use that for new seasons. So Min-Max really didn't spend a lot on tech per season.
And now we can talk a little bit more about the ice storm, because it just so happened that the 3 days we planned to film this were the exact 3 days that the ice storm was at its worst.
We had some awesome handlers who were doing a great job of getting everybody safely from the hotel to the venue, which was about a 4-minute drive, but we didn't feel safe sending them anywhere else. else.
Yeah,
So we couldn't
I
go
don't
back to
blame
the
them.
studio or get more tech or really change anything. We were stuck with what we had there, and our tech team was awesome, and they did a great job of making this a really good production. There's another thing that the Ice Storm did, and that is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but Dark Hour is a giant warehouse, and they don't really have adequate heating. So inside that building, as we're playing D&D, it is between a maximum of 45 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very cold.
Which if someone, okay, I know that they're in Texas. Okay, I'm gonna throw that out there. They're from Texas. They're not used to it. 40 to 40 something to 56 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very cold for them, which I find funny because that's feels warm for somewhere where I live at. Like that's nothing for me, honestly. Like we get it. It gets so cold here in the Eastern time zone area over here. During winter, that's cold. Even in the winter over here, that feels pretty decent, especially if we've had like weather of like down to like the negatives over here. Like that's pretty warm for us. I've seen people walk out in sandals and shorts. Well, warm, but still for Texas. Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's in Texas, and I just had to throw that out there. I find it funny when I hear people saying how that's cold for them. Like, it just boggles my mind of how the body works that way. But then again, I also felt bad because Texas isn't used to stuff like that because they don't have the proper, like, even anywhere in the South, when they have random ice and snow and they don't, like, it's never happened for it. It's barely happened. And for that to happen to them, and they don't have the equipment like we do when we get it. Yeah, they're used to like 100-degree weathers, 90, 80s. Like their Christmas time, they could go swimming pretty much. So, and because of that, they're not used to having like, because we have salt trucks that salt the roads before it gets too bad and icy. We have snow plowers, like we have all this stuff, and we have central heating. I'm pretty sure they have heating, but it's not as powerful because it's not as needed as they need AC over there. That they close everything for an inch of snow. That's Sam told me that because he lives in Georgia. Sam told me that, and I was like, really? Okay, sure. But yeah, no, I just had to throw that out there. But they don't know how to drive on it. That's another thing. They don't know how to drive on it either, and even she said how because the roads were super icy, they didn't want to send their creators and everyone off to an hour to their studio or into other places. They didn't feel safe. They just want to get them from the hotel to the venue. That's it. That's all they wanted to do, which kudos to them for that. They don't have winter tires either. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They have nothing to prepare them for winter when you're living in the South. And that's sad. I feel like after this, I feel like the South needs like some emergency precautions when it comes to that. So like they can be prepared for anything. Because now you guys are going to have to be prepared for anything now. Because you don't know if you're going to get that again.
Hopefully when we film the next season, which we already have scheduled for sometime in July, it will be a little bit warmer in Texas.
A lot of it warmer.
And you'll see a lot more of all of us goobers doing all of our martial arts and demonstrating what we're doing.
Yeah.
One of the most damaging claims this video...
And in July, that's in a few months. Nice.
...seems to claim, if I'm understanding it correctly, is that the producers of MinMax are trying to take the fans' money and run with it.
The remaining budget for future seasons is $321. People donated to this series, and if it did well, they were going to make other seasons. That's what I got out
But the maintenance on it would cost more for the return on it. Yeah, exactly.
of those videos. They spent 1/3 of their budget for season 1, the one thing that everyone wanted to see, and they're holding the rest as a just in case.
This is not the case.
We did a budgeting video that was very transparent. In fact, most of the information that he gets comes from our budgeting video because we're trying to be transparent about where we're putting the money. And when we say producers,
It's just us.
It's just us.
We did not hire a production company or a production manager. It was just mostly you two doing all of the work on your own.
Megan and myself are the ones who set up most of the logistics.
So pretty much it's them two. These two are the producers. This guy's just, no offense, Mike, dude. You're just here, I guess, then. But it was mainly these two who did majority of the work, is what they're saying. Like, there's no, like, big production crew, like, none of that. It's just them. It's just them doing everything.
Figured out the tech. I'm doing the editing for a couple of reasons.
Number one, we didn't want to throw all of this money at season 1. We can't tell a good enough story in that amount of time.
By holding back the money that we did, we guarantee future seasons. And I know in the video he kind of claims that it's only if season 1 does well, but that's not the case. We held it back in case season 1 doesn't do well. We are guaranteed another season, and I think another season after that, because we saved the money. We can keep going. And by keeping the costs low, by editing it in-house, by not having a bunch of middlemen and producers, we also get to spend your money even more wisely.
One of the things he says in the comments that we should have ended the GoFundMe sooner because we blew our budget out of the water. And it was live for less than a week. We ended it while we were away at Thanksgiving with our families.
We set this thing up, and we originally had a goal of 10K just to buy plane tickets. And then we modified the goal to 20 when we saw we might hit that. And then we kind of didn't look at it, and it exploded. And we actually ended it, I think, within 4 days because we didn't want a ballooning budget. And we decided that we were going to take that money and we're going to split it over multiple seasons so that we could give you a lot of cool D&D.
And lastly, none of the creators have been paid out of that GoFundMe.
No, all of that money is going back to the season. We're not getting paid yet. We're going to be paid off of the AdSense and everything else. And we're going to be paid equally. We're going to have 8 shares, 1 to each creator and 1 to the business. But Megan and I are not taking extra money for producing. We are putting our time into this, extra time, because we believe in this project so much and we want it to succeed and we care about it.
Okay, so they're actually making some very good points on their money. It sounds like they got a plan for the money managing. And again, they're saying, like, we're not taking your guys' money and we're not taking extra money for us producing. We are putting it out more because we believe in this project. And I say good job on that. And again, I'm going to say this again. Duke is just going back at this with blind rage. He saw like, oh, we're going to, like, their announcement video saying we're going to do this and that, and then they didn't do it, and then when season 1 happened, he just saw this, and it just made him snap. That's all it did. And instead of snapping at the people who he should have snapped at because he built that anger, he targeted these guys who are just now coming into D&D stuff and just wanting to do something. And that looks bad on you. This is what happens with blind rage. And that's why you gotta try your best to, like you should have told this, like, to your wife or something. Like, because, Duke, you have a family. Like, you have a daughter. Like, you need to take a moment and just look at them and be like, is this worth it? Like, should I do this in a video, or should I come to them and just write an email or something to them? We aren't getting paid out of the money we got. We are getting paid per episode off the revenue. Exactly. Yeah, they're getting AdSense. That's what they're getting paid. And they equally are going to do it for each content creator and everything. And they said that they are not taking extra for producing it.
This is definitely not a cash grab. None of the creators have even been paid for this yet.
No.
He talks about he has no hate to the creators and is mostly about the producers, but again, there was no producers. David and Megan did this entire thing basically on their own.
We had a lot of help from the other creators.
And I don't think Duke knew that. I don't think he knew that the creators who are also playing are the producers for this. I think he just thought it was a big production because I think Duke had a bad experience with a production company, and he's projecting that as well into this, thinking that they have a big production thing or whatever. But again, there was a different way that you could have asked and got about this.
When it came to, like, ideas for the campaign and stuff, but logistics were mostly handled by us, and it hurts. Like, we really did try. None of this was any shortcomings that might have happened didn't come from a place of malice. It was us trying our best and maybe not meeting your expectations, and we are sorry about that, and we are trying to do better. It's just kind of hurtful to have this be the first video about Next.
Yeah, exactly.
When we tried this hard.
And I want to talk a little bit about the budget and the expectations.
It seems like he was expecting a professional D&D production level quality.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to pull off a Crit Role Season 3 production level with the experience we have and the budget that we have.
And we weren't.
Yeah, see, and that's what we were saying as well before we got into this. Like, I don't think, guys, Minmax, I don't think that he was thinking that you guys are gonna be Critical Role production quality. Like, I don't think that's what he was saying at all. By no means. I really don't think that. I just think this is a man who's been hurt all throughout his years, and he's taken out on the first thing that really he thought was a bad thing that happened, and he was so excited for it as well. I don't think he was thinking that it's going to be a Critical Role or Legends of Avantris like level quality. Like, I really don't think he thought that, honestly.
We're gonna try.
No, we were trying to do what we said we were going to do. Bring all of our people together and create a cool game and try and make it multiple seasons.
The other thing he says is that it's stupid of us to release every other week and that we should be releasing every week.
Around 12 to 14 episodes airing every other week for about 6 months. Do you guys not know how YouTube works? Like, no! If people are hyped for this, man, you want to get those videos out. You're going to lose so much traction by doing this.
Yeah, he seems to think that the hype's going to run out if it's an every other week thing, but we had 3 days to film and we got quite a bit done, but that won't last until the next filming session.
And we want to make sure that you have content from MinMax all the way up until we start season 2.
Doing every other week
He just felt like it could have been a bit better than it was, and hope the other episodes are better looking and less empty space. Yeah, exactly. And again, Duke, a pilot episode doesn't get created very well right then and there. It's just not feasible. Like, it just blows my mind of what Blind Rage does. It makes me think of the times that I've done Blind Rages. I've only had, I think, a couple, if I remember correctly. But to do it, but I've never done it in a way of like showing the video, like turning on the camera and like calling it out on it. In a way, I still should have done better when I did. Nothing is perfect the first run. Yeah, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. No one's perfect. Okay? That's why in the Bible, we're going back to the Word of God, it says there that you are supposed to be Christ-like. When it means Christ-like, that means you need to be somewhat like Christ was, but he knows you're not going to be perfect. That's why he sent his only begotten Son to die on the cross, because he was the only perfect being. That's why he died on the cross for our sins. His blood was shed for our sins, and we had to be Christ-like. Anyway, let's continue.
Allows us to stretch that content for 6 months and also gives me time to edit it because I'm the only one editing this whole thing.
And I think that's a problem. I will say, if you are the only one editing Minmats, I forget your name already. David, I think your name's David. You need to find like someone who to edit and maybe like use a little bit in that budget, like a little bit of that money, that funds to pay another editor, especially someone to help you. I'm gonna guess these two don't know how to edit. I don't know how to edit either, okay? I'm not saying I'm perfect. I don't edit my videos. I don't do that. But I'm saying, though, if you are the only one editing your videos and it's getting to the point where it's causing where you can't cause the video traction for YouTube, which, again, I will agree with Duke on this, where you have to grind those videos or else you're not gonna get, like, it's barely gonna be there. I will say that. Like, if you were the only one, like, couldn't you, like, take a little, like, figure out a little bit in the budget to, like, hire another editor? Is that feasible? Is that possible? Like, I don't know. And if the community was able to donate before, like, couldn't you make another donation, like, hey, guys? But then again, I guess I would look bad. So, yeah, just try to find a way to put what you have left for other seasons into an editor for right now. Like, even if it's, like, someone's doing it a dirt cheap way, like, because obviously you say you're learning, like, you could find another person who's learning how to edit, just so you can have another body there to help you edit these videos, because, like I said, I don't edit my videos, but it does, for what I've heard from people, it does take a long time to edit videos, especially if you're new at it. I'm just saying, I'm just giving my opinion on that.
It takes a while.
It does. Look, I can really understand. If somebody was expecting a crit roll level of production, if you see $100,000 and you think that can make a lot of stuff, if you have these expectations and you get something you weren't expecting, it can be a big downer. And I really feel for you if you were expecting something or you donated and you didn't get what you want. And I am sorry that we couldn't give you that. We really, really are. We want this to be as good as it can be, and we're working to make it better.
We really need to reiterate that unlike these production big D&D games, this is none of our full-time jobs.
All of us took time out of our production schedule to come do this. One of the reasons that it was such a tight campaign was because that's all people could afford. 5 days away from their families, their jobs, their content. That's a lot to ask of people when this isn't even guaranteed to make them any money. Yep. Everybody did this on the promise that we're gonna make something cool and we might get something back. But no one has been guaranteed a cent from this. We're doing it because we love it.
A big point that kept coming up is that the production was rushed.
Did you guys have to plan, film, and edit this so quickly?
There's this feeling that we should have waited longer, or we should have had more time to film or plan or test out equipment.
We had actually already picked this production date before we even launched the GoFundMe.
The production wasn't really rushed. We knew months ahead of time when it was going to be, but it was tight because people's availability was very small.
And that's what I will reiterate when I say it's the same thing happens to me whenever I try to play my once-a-month D&D groups. It's very tight and small to people to actually come, even though you know that. And they even said, what did they say? They knew the date that they were going to do it. They knew the date that they were going to do it. I know the dates of when I do my D&Ds, and I still have people tell me, like, they can't show or something happens, because things happen. Things happen all the time. That is the curse of having adults in D&D. Like, that is a curse, because we, unfortunately, are adults, and we have jobs, we have lives, some of them have family. It happens. Like, it just happens. It's not like we are, like, high schoolers able to do whatever we want, like, play a game of D&D after we do our homework. I never had that, because I just started D&D back in 2020. Or even in college, where who cares doing college homework? Because I've had people who are who I heard D&D before, because my friend Hannah, was in a D&D group. I don't think they do, but yeah. Oh dang, something came up with blah 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 blah. Yeah, exactly. These things happen. They happen, and that is what they're saying. They knew the date they were going to do. They knew that, but it's a small window because 7 creators with jobs, lives, and everything. It's not easy.
Plus, all the people we were flying in have jobs outside of just creating content. All of them do other things as well.
Exactly.
Jack has a full schedule of performances that he does.
That's what I mentioned. Jacques has a full thing of performing that he has to do because that's his job.
Nick not only has another job, he has a family to take care of, and Ben runs a dojo, has a job, and is a content creator.
Yep.
No one has weeks
that's metal,
to dedicate to something that might not make them any money.
One of the major disappointments that some of our viewers have said is that they were expecting live action.
In their other Q&A, they say, will there be any live action scenes? Yes, but not for season 1. Not for the season that people donated for.
And we understand how you would be disappointed if that's what you were expecting.
I understand how it could be frustrating because we're all the combat guys, and if you thought that's what you were going to get and you didn't, it could be disappointing.
It's important to note that that's not one of the promises that we made because we knew we couldn't deliver that in season 1.
And we know you want to see us as D&D characters.
So we're gonna play ourselves.
And we want to do some really cool things like build a set.
And have a cool video setup with cool angles and stuff.
I feel like they just called themselves out when they edited that, because she said, and we did promise that. As they're showing their promise video, or whatever it is called, their announcement video, of saying how it could be boring. We're going to do some cool stuff. We're going to do this. I think you guys just called yourself out on that one, honestly.
buy me a flight so I don't have to swim.
Make cool character art of us and minis.
And if things go well, we'll even do a second campaign.
At its core, this is going to be a fun D&D game with all your favorite weirdos from the internet. We've got a team that's going to help us record, edit, and produce this at a high quality. We've got artists who are going to come and help bring this world to life. We've got set designers who are going to make it so it's immersive and fun. And instead of this being a one-off fun D&D game, now, as you can see by our brand new YouTube page, this is going to be a whole thing. We're planning multiple seasons, but we are working on it for season 2. We've already talked about how we want to go back and do the highlights of this campaign now that we have the whole thing, and we'll have a little bit more time to production next.
Okay, so he did say that they are going to do the highlights for season 1, because that was one of the things that Duke was upset about, because they put may. They may do it. But he's saying, yes, we are going to do the highlights. We are going to do it. It's not a may. It's not a maybe. We are going to do it.
Season. Also, we're trying to incorporate more physicality into the D&D when it's not freezing in the studio. And I know that's not much compensation if you were really expecting it in this season, but we're hoping the small in-between things we've been doing will make up for that.
And even this isn't us promising we'll do more of it in future seasons. We want to try, but we don't know if it's even possible.
This campaign is evolving as it goes, and we're being careful about what we can and can't promise, but we really want you to know that we love what we're doing and we want to make it better, and we're going to do everything that we can to do that.
And I feel like that I believe him. I believe him. And have a great stream. Okay, Wolfy. I'll be almost done. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry I said I was going to play some Mashal, but I've already been streaming a bunch. We're going to continue watching this and reacting and giving our critiques, positivities, and all that stuff. And then I'm going to eat lunch and then head outside because it's starting to look beautiful outside. But let's continue on, and then I'm going to give my final thoughts and everything.
Now, he's since taken this out of the video, but when we saw it, it was in there, so we're going to take the time to respond to it.
He brings up the fact that we should have just done this in the studio, but if you've actually seen Seltzer Art Studio, it's not that big, and at the time, I had my bed in the middle of it, so we couldn't have really done that.
And another thing he suggested was that we do the live action scenes here in the studio, when in reality, that's an hour away with no traffic from dark hour, and we were in the middle of an ice storm. It wasn't safe to travel.
Yeah, this happened in the middle of the ice storm. I think there was some confusion about when the ice storm was. The ice storm made the roads impassable for about 3 or 4 days, and that was exactly when we were filming. We did not have an opportunity to leave except to go to the little hotel.
Plus, even if there was the opportunity to, all of our filming equipment was being used for min-bags, so our studio didn't have any of that.
We had to gut our studio to make sure min-bags had enough stuff without buying too much.
It would have basically been a dark box. His final claim is that our production was pathetic.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about how you might feel or how he might feel looking at our work, but I think it's important to talk about how we feel. This was a big project and we put a lot of passion and work into it, and we are still very proud of this project, and we know that it's going to grow and get better as we continue. But having this first response from the community be so negative and harsh, and at times almost cruel, is really rough.
For me, I just feel sad. I think myself, I put a lot of work into this in the time before and during the event, and even more so, I feel sad for all the creators involved who have to see this. They worked hard, they took time out of their schedules, they came here, and they had a great time playing D&D with their friends. And they wanted to share that just as much as we did, and to get this kind of feedback only 24 hours after we put out episode 1 really hurts.
Yeah, and I will agree with her on that. Again, like, you post this video 24 hours after they just released their first episode. Like, that's not, and then saying pathetic, as they said, that is a little heart-wrenching, especially when now you know it's only these two that are producing it and not some big production corporation or whatever.
These two handle a lot of the production, so I was much more on just the actor side, and it did feel kind of unwelcoming. This is the first D&D content we've ever done, and we had a blast, and we were frankly proud of what we did.
I have a bunch of feelings about this, and I don't want to go on too long, but I want to say that it's fine for the fans to tell us that they didn't like something or they want something changed.
Right.
Give us our feedback.
Exactly.
But content creators have a responsibility.
Yes.
You have a platform.
Exactly.
And you need to curate that platform in such a way that create a positive space.
Yep.
He says he's trying to look out for the D&D community, and that says to me that he's not welcoming me into the D&D community, that I'm somehow an outside threat to it.
Now he says that this
I don't think that's the case. I will say this, like, one, yes, as content creators, we have a platform where we ourselves are either going to put out the best, like, the positive, most awesome community out there, or the most worst and negative community out there. You have the power, pretty much, especially if content creating is your job and you have a huge platform, like a big, huge platform, it just blows and boggles my mind of, like, people use that as a way to attack other creators, like, especially if they're a small creator. I mean, I'm not saying these guys are a small creator, but their new channel called Min Mats is small compared to their Sellsword one, but they're still small, and they're new, and as I said, new to D&D. Like, they're just trying out new things, and they're trying to figure it out. But to say that, I don't think it's the thing of him welcoming D&D community. Again, like, it's just him blind rage, thinking that he's looking out for people, and thinking that you guys are going to do the same thing, but someone else did, or something like that.
This was just the straw that broke the camel's back, and it sounded like he had legitimate concerns about what other people have done.
I am sick and tired of seeing creators and events take advantage of this very vulnerable community. It makes me so upset, and I am tired of being nice and not saying anything. I am tired of not saying anything. The Convergence? Yeah, that event that was hosted back in 2022 by some of the most biggest TikTok creators back then in the D&D space. You really want to know what they said about you guys behind the scenes?
That wasn't us. We don't know what he's talking about. And it seems just weird that we were his first target.
This isn't the first time this has happened to me. I've had people try and use a fabricated drama to get clicks and create kind of a boost to their channel, and I don't like it. I don't like doing it. I don't like making these videos, but I do think that we owe it to our fans to explain how we produce this, because we want you to watch it. We want you to...
Now, I want to... Hold on for a sec. Now, I do want to reiterate, because it may look like I'm doing that, and I'm not. I don't want this to boost, like, my channel or anything at all. I don't want the boost on that. I do not want it. I'm just here as a content creator and a D&D somewhat content creator, kind of, because I only stream once a month for D&D. Like, but I play in other games, as I mentioned before. I am saying this right now. I don't want a boost on this. I don't want clout for this. I'm just saying this to be a mediator, because I want to mediate the situation, like, as a content creator and a D&D person in the D&D community, or TTRPG, whatever you want to call it. I'm just being that mediator, like, because I feel like I have a lot to say, because, like I said, there's things I have for Duke on that, and I have things of Min-Mats, Sellsword, however you want to call them. Like, I don't want this to boost anything. If they know that I did this and everything, and you don't like that I did, hi, I'm going to look at the camera. Listen, I'm Wolfy. I'm a small little streamer creator. A Christian one, and I just put out my content of what I do. This is not usually the content I put out. I, myself, just wanted to, as I said, mediate and try to figure something out, like, because I feel like there has to be, like, a middle person in that community. Like, I'm not someone who wants this. I don't want boosts on my channel. I want none of that. I don't want any of that. This is not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I'm passionate about bringing people into the D&D community, or TTRPG, however you want to call it. Like, I want to bring more people back into that community, and we need more positive people out there. Like, that is all I'm going to say on that. Like, I am sorry if you don't like me after doing this. Like, if you see this, like, on YouTube, when I post on YouTube or anything, like, I apologize. I really am sorry. I'm not trying to do that, and I hope you don't hate me afterwards, but if you do, I get it. If you want nothing to do with me, that's fine as well. I'm just saying, as someone, as I said, as a content creator and as a D&D community person on that. That's all I'll say. I feel like after hearing that, I feel like I need to reiterate on that one.
Feel comfortable. And to this person, I want to ask, why didn't you reach out to us? Because
exactly,
we actually have had communication with this person before. They reached out to.
Okay, so this is the email from One Shot Questers. Their emails or their self-sword saying, "Hello, self-sword. My name's Duke, and I own a social media channel called One Shot Questers. Not sure if you have seen my stuff or not. I know we both started posting around the same time, and we share a common audience. If not, no worries. To jump right into it, I'm creating a series on my YouTube channel called Jack of All Trades, where my bard character journeys to learn new skills, techniques, and training so he can be the first real-life bard who is an actual Jack of all trades. One of the many skills the bard needs to learn is sword fighting, and my subscribers informed me that y'all are based in Dallas, which is awesome because I live in Fort Worth. So I'm reaching out to ask if you would open to doing a collaboration video on my channel. What I would be asking in return is if I could come to your studio using your equipment and y'all teach me the basics in sword fighting. Let me know if this interests you, and I'm more than happy to talk and answer any questions y'all might have. I'm also open driving to your studio and talking there as well if that's easier. Anyway, thanks for your time, and I look forward to hearing back from you. Best, Duke." Hey, thanks for reaching out. This sounds like it could be interesting collaboration. Can you tell me a little bit more what you be doing? And it looks like that was it on their end on that one.
To us and asked if we would collaborate with them months ago, and we said yes. We went back and forth, and they.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to write everything out like how I'm envisioning the video will go. I would be showing up in my bard costume and get a look of what I will be learning, obviously seeing y'all do some fighting, sword fighting. We would then get some footage of getting to know you, what you do, your background, etc. This is this is to establish yourselves to my audience and your credentials. We would then ask you some questions on the history of sword fighting, just a fun history segment for the video. That way the oh my goodness. That way the audience can take something away from the video. Then we would go into the teaching segment where you would then teach me the basics of sword fighting. And the last thing I would do, if y'all would be up for it, we make a quick cinematic video under a minute of me putting together what I learned from you. Could be like choreographed sword fight or just a slow-mo segment of the bard in a stretcher fighting and the bard wins. You would only be teaching me, and I would bring my cameraman with me and maybe spouses if they want to come watch. Some of the segments would be scripted just for setups, but we shoot in verite documentary style, no script, just rolling the camera to capture natural reactions. Conversations and moments as they unfold. How long the filming would be is more of how much time y'all are willing to set aside or skills you want to teach me. The hope is it would only be a day shoot, and I think that's everything. Let me know if you have any more additional questions. Sounds like we could probably make something together. We have a pretty tight schedule. Our filming days are pretty packed. We could probably put aside an hour or two. We could run you through a beginner lesson and give you the basics in about 30 minutes, and then we could spend a little bit of time showing you some sparring or allowing you to spar with the foam swords. Are you doing this as a long form video or a series of shorts?
Kind of didn't respond, and we let it go. In fact, he also has contacted Blumenek before in a Discord. He has ways that he could have reached out to us. There's an official min-maxed email. He says that he would have given us this advice, but we published that budget video months ago. We didn't hear anything. We didn't hear anything until it was this video.
Yeah.
Basically attacking everything that we tried to do. And it makes me feel frustrated and unwelcome and demoralized because I have to continue and edit the rest of the season. I'm not going to give up. But now all of those cool things that I thought about to make this campaign better, the punch-ins, fixing the audio, doing all these other things, are they my ideas anymore? Is it going to come across that way? Or is it just going to be, oh, he's listening to this guy's rant? we are listening to the community. We are trying to make changes, and I wish that we had had more than 24 hours to try and implement them. I want to make sure they don't make this too negative, because I don't want to happen to him what's happened to me now and what's happened to me in the past. I don't want all of our fans to flood into his comment section and be negative and hate on him.
Same thing with you guys. I don't want you guys going to their video or One Shot's video and making it super negative over there. I don't want that to happen. I want us to still be, positive and friendly and showing a positive atmosphere, because I do not support bullying. I do not support negativity. I don't support any of that.
Done this from a place of passion. He cares about the D&D community, and that's a good thing. I just feel like he should have contacted us or done a little bit more research first, but, to err is human.
And this is a great time to talk about things that he didn't bring up that we have heard from you guys, like adding in closed captions.
We do want to add in closed captions. For the first season, it was a little bit over budget. There's a lot of audio and a lot of dialogue, but it is something that we're going to try and implement in the second season.
Another thing we've heard requests for is podcast audio.
That's something I'm working on, but I want to make the sound mix a little bit better before I put it in a podcast. But it is something that we are trying to do.
A lot of people also want a dice
mean.
cam.
Yeah,
and we're going to do that.
Yeah, we did want a dice cam. We just kind of ran out of cameras. But in the next season, like we said, we're going to have more
dice
camera
cam.
setups and more cool stuff.
So you can
There's
see
also
roll.
a couple of minor changes to the way that we edited the video, and those are things we're going to do, like mirroring Tater.
Yeah, mirroring Tater, doing some color correction, doing some other stuff. Please allow me a little bit of grace to fail and learn from my mistakes so I can make this better.
And with all that said, we really hope that you continue to enjoy season 1 and know that we've already booked season 2.
We've already got the venue, we've already got the hotels paid for, we're in the process of the flights, all the creators are thinking about it and coming up with cool ideas, and every episode of season 1 is hopefully going to get better and better as I learn to edit better, I guess. So with all of that said, we know that there are some of you who weren't happy or were disappointed with the way that the first episode went, and we ask you please give us time to make some of those corrections, and that we hear you and we're working on it. And to all of those who loved season 1's first episode, please keep enjoying the rest of it. We don't want this to be a negative thing. Overall, we're so happy with the product that we made, and we're so excited to do a new one. We don't want you guys to think that we're having a downer. We just felt like it was a good opportunity to address the fans, because it is all for you. All of this is because of you and for you. We are being the best stewards of your money that we can. We want to make this multiple seasons. We want to make this bigger and better. Please allow us the room to grow, to fail, to learn, and to keep making you more min-max.
Okay, so, and like I said, a beautiful one. And now I want to read something from his thing, because he edited this. And he even put it in his pinned comment as well, but he put this in the description, where he goes, Min-Max RPG, thank you for your response. I appreciate the clarification. 2 points you have made that I had issues with from the video. This part I am writing is for fans of mine, SSA, the creators involved, and Min-Max. A clarification point to be made on my end. When the email was sent to SSA, I had a talent manager running that email at that time. I was trying to produce a short form project, and they told me they would I think he meant to put they would be handling all the reach outs, communications, etc. since I was busy on my end taking care of other projects and needing to watch my daughter more since my wife's hours for work were increased. I was not informed that SSA was reached out to, nor was written to you like it came from me. I am so sorry about that confusion with the communication. Okay, fair. That is fair. I mean, if you had to watch your daughter, it sounds like your wife works a different job, like an actual, like, not saying that YouTube isn't an actual job, that's not what I'm saying at all, but it sounds like your wife works, so you had to watch your little girl, which, fair, and you had a horrible freaking talent manager running, so hopefully that's not happening anymore. Earlier today, before the video release, I sent you an email explaining additional contents on why I felt and responded to the way I did. Here's the thing, you should have done that before. You should have did that before this whole video. That's what you should have done. You should have, and as they said that you have multiple ways of communicating with us. You should have done it that way. In that email, I also offered my services to you and Min-Max in helping create this project. Comments on my video said to reach out and also wanted your thoughts on this as well. So I'm putting that out there. If any of you would like to see what I'm offering for helping produce Min-Max, here is a link detailing my ideas. Let's see this. Let's see these things. Example production of min-max. A lot of people looked at it. Let's see. Duke's credibility. In the D&D content creation space for 6 years, have been a player and DM for 8 years. Produced multiple videos, streams, series based off of D&D live play within those 6 years. Produced successfully D&D live show events and convention streams and in-person shows. Shows included panels, live sketch comedy shows, and D&D Let's Plays. Has over 10 years of producing shows, 10 years of directing, acting, and writing, 6 years of professional video shooting, editing, and production, 3 years of audio handling experience. What Duke is offering to min-max: help you produce, direct, and run behind-the-scenes tech, all under the direction of Sword Cell Arts and creators involved. Be in charge of tech setup, troubleshooting, and supervise overall production of min-max. Video and audio editing for both horizontal videos and short-form vertical videos. Access to use OSQ's tech equipment if needed, free of charge. SQ's own personal studio built to resemble a tavern, free of charge. Access to digital touchscreen gaming table that players can interact with while also using tablets, free of charge. Housing connected to studio that can house 2 creators if needed, free of charge. Myths of Dimension 20, Viva La Dirt League, and players' own natural talent. 1. Camera work. 4 cameras, 1 DM, 2 players, 1 top-down camera capturing table. Players have DM has own space, 3 players on one side of table, 3 players on the other side of table. That way it feels like you are actually together rather than feeling like you are in different rooms. 3 shots will provide full screen coverage on who is the focus, similar to how D20 films and edits theirs. More unique than a simple layout and better editing for entertainment and story purposes. We will also show coverage of a touchscreen gaming table that players and DM will be able to interact with on tablets and on the table. B-roll. At times when players or DM describe what the player's characters do in game, we have imagination B-roll effect shot where we fade into seeing the players as their character doing what is being described. Oops. Audio. We'll use rod pod mics or boom mics next to the players to ensure best quality audio and to avoid audio issues faced in Season 1. Also, re-record sections where players are describing what they are doing for the B-roll shots so it's more clear and concise if needed. Location set. Location would be at OSQ Studio. The set is a tavern-themed room made by OSQ himself. This would be free of charge by OSQ, which would save money on set design and space and give more on the budget to increase other production value. Equipment. Equipment bought by SSA will be used as well as equipment owned by OSQ, which will be free of charge, giving more into the budget to increase other production value if necessary. Roles. Producers, SSA and OSQ, Director OSQ, Talent Creator involved, excluding SQ, tech hands, either SSA's SQs or both resources. I feel like, though, the reason why they don't want to do this is because you already built your, made your bed, now you gotta lie on it type of thing. Well, let's keep going. What else did he put on here? Episodes. Goal is better quality content and more consumable. Each recording session for a video will be 2 hours long. 2 options to go with. 1. Film 6 sessions that are 2 hours each, 6 videos. 2. Film 6 sessions split up into 1-hour episodes, 12 videos. Day 1. Film D&D live play content, scripting out B-roll scenes for talent-based and options rights. Depending on the option chosen for Day 1, either finish recording and writing B-roll scripts or using the day to write, choreograph, and finalize B-roll footage plan. Film B-roll, a talent show of their skills. Film all day, What's this? Plan that I suggested that was received negatively, so I took it down so it wouldn't get pushed out any further. Stop post-production on Season 1 and restart with the mistakes learned for the first time producing this. Post original Season 1 as a free Patreon reward if fans wanted to see the original footage. See, I don't think they want to do that, though. Because, I don't know. I could see that Duke, One Shot Questers, is trying his best to be like, hey, I made a mistake, but I want offer my services and help if you will allow it type of thing. But I feel like this is probably the reason why they're not, suggested that was received negatively, so I took it down so it would get pushed out any further. Stop post-production on Season 1 and restart with the mistakes learned for the first time producing this. Post original Season 1 as a free Patreon reward if you see the original footage. So you're telling them to, restart the whole Season 1, but the point is, it's D&D, you can't really restart that, if I'm reading that correctly. All right, what else we got? I understand this is not my channel. I understand this is not my project. I understand this is not my baby or vision, and you have all the right to just tell me no to any or all of my offers, and I would understand. Okay, at least you got that. What I do want to say, though, is I was also excited about this project, and from what the first episode was, I know it could be so much greater. If you want to keep doing this for the season to come, and possibly more, then you need help with the production side, with someone who knows how to run the production like this. Also being a local helps. Which I get that, which, of course, like, it just feels like there's a little malice into that. I don't know. Alright, I have also reached out stating that I would like to meet up and discuss things further about my video and SSA's response. Excuse me. And last thing I want to bring up is about my response video. I currently have comments blocked out of respect for this video, but the video is still up. There is still a couple points I don't feel comfortable with even after this response, but that's all I will say. But what are they, though? What responses do you not feel comfortable? Like, you can't say that as you have it out. I don't know. If SSA and I happen to meet up in conversations and understandings go well, I will take the video down and provide an update if necessary. So this is where I have a problem. You're pretty much using this video as a blackmail until they, like, a way to, like, tie their hands behind their back type of thing with this this little bit right here. If them and you happen to meet up and conversations and understandings go well, I will take the video down. So you're pretty much saying we either have a conversation and it goes well, or else the video stays up. Like, you can't do that. I give everyone here the right to be mad, frustrated, disappointed, upset, or downright disgusted with me. At least he knows that people are doing that, because the comment section is like that, I feel like, right now. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I mean, if you put in that whole presentation thing, you kind of are a little bit. I'm not asking for support in this. I've said what I've said, and I am taking responsibility and the repercussions. No one other than me was a part of the decision to make this video, so the only person to point at is me. And that's what you would like to do. If you ever feel like I earn your trust back in the future, I am happy to reunite. I will provide updates if necessary to this description. The first I have heard from them is from my reply on their response video. The first I have heard from them is from my reply on their response video. I have not heard anything about if they are open to talking with emails I have sent over 6 hours ago now. Which now was a while ago. Comments to this video were paused out of respect to response video. I was hoping to receive more information on questions I had in emails I sent. I still have yet to hear back on emails, but we'll leave the comments open if that's what people are wanting. So yeah, let's look at some of these comments here. Love how he is just so incredibly angry, fuming, close to yelling about the grievances and injustice that is. Bad stream layout. Oh, so you're that kind of nice guy. Heck, the I care about you line at the beginning felt like gaslighting. I don't know about that. I really do think well, I'll give my final thoughts. Let's read this last one. This is so strangely presented. At first, you make it seem that there's been this shady, continuous, almost criminal-sounding misappropriation of cash in the community, and now you're going to reveal the worst of all. Then you follow up with the next 15 minutes of nitpicking how they didn't buy the gear you would have bought or set up like you would have. In the end, your point seems to be that these, what I suppose are amateurs made in amateurs production. It sounds so petty and not a good look for you. Criticizing bad production is one thing, but you could have done it without insinuating they are evil. Yeah, so let me get some final thoughts here. Let me give my final thoughts to this whole thing. Because I'm being mediator here, as I mentioned before. Like, I am the mediator in this. Let me turn around here. There we go. Alright, I'm the mediator for this. So my final thoughts on what we learned, and I apologize that this is not the stream I usually put out. I didn't realize I've been streaming for 3 hours, and I was gonna do some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel or something, but I am running out of time. It's almost 2 o'clock for me. I am hungry. But let me give my final thoughts here. My final thoughts for this is this. As I mentioned before, Duke, one-shot questers, I think, and I will talk to you directly, I think you were just snapping for 6 years of buildup of whatever happened in this Convergence TikTok thing. I still don't know. I still don't know what it is. Like, I still don't know. And I think when you saw this another D&DS, like, production thing that was using D&D community's donations on a GoFundMe thing, and you saw that, I just think you weren't thinking. You had your blind rage, and you did what you did, and you know what you did was wrong. Like, you know, and you saying how you are not telling people, like, hey, I want forgiveness, I want this, I want that. You're not, but you're also not doing what is right as well. What you need to do is even if they don't respond to you, we'll give you like 24 hours. I don't know what time it is in Texas right now, but let's say give it a day, I guess, to leave the video up, or immediately take the video down. You need to make the apology video and just leave it at that. And if they haven't reached out to you saying they didn't want to use the ideas you presented in that little slideshow that you linked in your description, then it's a thing, like, they're not going to do it. Then you just gotta let it go and leave them be, pretty much. Like, you gotta leave them be, because even what the guy said, like, if he's doing all these things for the later episodes of the first season, he's even saying how, is it my ideas or is it me just following this guy's saying? And that's another reason why I don't think he wants, to take that help. I think they want to do it themselves and try to figure it out themselves and be better at it. And they don't want to use your help because then they don't feel like it's theirs. They feel like it's they're like them and one-shot questers. Like, they want to try to do it themselves. However, for you, Min-Mets, I think you guys should try, it doesn't have to be Duke's help. Like, it doesn't have to be Duke's help. If you feel like you don't want his help after that, that's understandable. And he even says how if you don't, then it's fine. But also, if that's the case, then you need to just take down the video, even if they don't want to see in person or anything. Like, you just need to take down that video, and because people are thinking that is a blackmail to them, and that's not fair to them. But Min-Mats, you need to find someone probably that you can trust or something that will help you. I don't think you'll find someone who would offer free of charge like Duke did. But again, he and everyone would understand, like, you don't want to use him. But you gotta find someone, like, especially if you're the only one editing and you're the only one doing it, you need to find, like, maybe some beginner who's doing it for cheap or something like that. Like, just find something. Just do something with that, because that will help you in the long run. I think what we can get from the moral of this is, everyone, 1, let's not be negative. That's number 1. 2, if you have blind rage, don't go and turn on the camera and go after the people that you aren't having blind rage for, because they even were confused, like, why were we the targets? You guys were the targets because he had buildup and he didn't care. He wasn't thinking, because when you have blind rage, and again, as someone who's had blind rage before, you don't think. Like, everything is a blur to you. Like, you don't think and you just act. Like, thinking before acting or thinking before speaking is not a thing when you have a blind rage reaction. It happens to some people. I'm not saying it's everyone. Like, if you out there are someone who has a blind rage and you were able to keep a calm, cool, and collective head, then that's awesome. I'm happy. But majority of the time when you have blind rage, it's not that possible. So pretty much, like, the moral of the story is, if you have a problem, tell them in private. Don't go and make a big video, because now you are public enemy number 1. And again, I want to reiterate, I am not on Duke's side. I am not on Min-Max's side. I am on the side of I'm just here. Like, if they find this and they want to reach out to me, of like saying, hey, like, I would interview you guys. Like, even like, if you need, like, if you want to talk to Duke and you want like a middle person, like, I'm used to that. I'll be the lightning rod if I have to. But I don't think there will be much sparks or anything. Anyway, I'm sorry everyone that this wasn't the type of stream. I just watched both that and the sponsor, and I felt like I just had to say something. I am sorry I didn't play any Yu-Gi-Oh! Or anything like that. I'm not going to stream later on tonight because, again, I have D&D tonight. I hope to see you guys in future other streams. I swear to you, for those who are new and just follow me, these aren't what my streams are or my content is. I just wanted to say something. It wasn't to get clout. It wasn't for that. I just wanted to say my piece as a content creator because I have the platform and I want to use it and I am using it for good. And that's why I have advice for anyone out there who wants to be a content creator. Use it for good. Don't use it for bad. Don't use it for negativity. Don't use it for drama. Let's make 2026 the year where there's no type of internet drama. Alright, I'm not even going to worry about raiding out right now. I'm just going to end stream because I am getting super hungry right now. It's almost 2 o'clock for me. So until then, I hope y'all have a blessed day, evening, night, depending when you see this. Till then, bye-bye.